So we will start with 101 or 100? Or
100.
100.
100.
Okay.
100 to
Yep.
106. 100 to 106 tonight. Yep.
Yep.
Hey, Moose. Can you hear me? Can you hear me? Hey, Gabriel, can you hear me? Can you hear me?
I hope they can hear us. Yeah.
I hope so.
Yeah. I'm a man on a mission. Yep. That's good.
All right. Yeah, there's a click up. Yeah.
Good. Yep. That's
Awesome.
There we go. I like the title image like from the cover on Dungeon 100 looks really cool. Yeah.
I think Dungeon 100 is the most disappointing out of all the ones we're going to talk about tonight.
And that was the big 100 kind of Jubilee issue.
It
stuff,
was.
So, yeah.
It was, but not for us.
Oh, that's true. But we were that was the in era when Greyhawk was on decline again, I think.
Well, no. That's it's on the because they had done 2 Cauldron. Well, they didn't even realize Cauldron was going to be a retcon then.
What time? July 2003. Well, that was when they started to think about winding down Living Greyhawk. So
no, I thought that was 2005.
Okay, so they were still going strong.
Yeah.
So that's damn. Why the heck didn't they put a lot of Greyhawk?
There's no Greyhawk at all in it, really. So.
Okay. Yeah.
Oh, well, that's okay. Yeah, I mean, look, I went out with friends, had a good time, and I won a huge game of Ticket to Ride last night. Showed everyone who's boss. And so, darling, yeah, and I kept my wife happy. So, home runs everywhere. Hey, Mike.
Hello. This is one of these issues that looks really cool, full of cool content, but not for us that much.
Yeah. I didn't drink at all last night. There was no alcohol at all. It wasn't one of those nights. I just didn't feel like drinking because I knew I was going to have a long day today with a lot of stuff, darling. So I didn't drink at all. So, yeah. Unfortunately, I feel like I'm forgetting something. Don't you hate that? You feel like you're forgetting something, and like
that's my usual feeling.
Yeah.
But I've gone one step longer. It's not that I forgot things. I know I'm actively suppressing. Not forgetting it. It's actively. I'm not going to do it. Yeah, not going to do it. So yeah.
I always forget stuff. Hello, we got a lot of people on early. Thank you so very much. We're starting to crank. It's going to be a good discussion.
Hello, darling.
I do. That's one of my weird powers is beer chugging. I don't know, if that's good or bad, but well, actually Irish, ICB chugging, yes. But I don't think I'm going to get that opportunity this year because we're not going to have that big party because no one will be coming. So I'm just like,
Do something at Gary Con's.
Yeah, well, yeah, Gary Con could always do something. That would be smart.
At least we were staying at a hotel. You don't need to go.
That's it. But then, you know what? I behaved a lot at Gary Con because I didn't want to wake up next morning because I had something going on with a hangover.
Exactly.
Right?
It was like it was full of stuff to do. So yeah, there was no lazy times. So not much of lazy hours at Gary Con. It was always something.
Yeah, that's the thing. I just don't, I don't want to kill myself on. It just started back in whenever in the 80s or
none can surpass
like 80s, 88, 89, and just
one of the oldest.
I can barely swallow anything.
The tradition just kept on going, darling, from there.
Yeah.
Going back over 4,000 years. Troller Games is proud
I'm with
to
you,
announce
darling.
our
I can't
latest
swallow
Mythos
anything.
series project, the
Care my
Codex
life either.
Sonarum. The Codex Sonarum covers
So the
might
cool
and
thing about
profound
tonight is I
wonders
know there's a lot of critical
prehistoric
threats
and
which are
medieval China.
individual
Both
characters that are
and
Greyhawk,
for
specific to
castles and
Greyhawk
crusades.
in these articles. We're gonna in
Cool.
these dungeons, so it's
With
going to be a
almost
fun
200
discussion
mythical
tonight.
Chinese creatures
So even if you
and over 140
wouldn't
deities
play it
and
or
heroes,
DM any of the
the
adventures we'll
Codex
discuss,
Sonarum
there's
is filled with
characters,
monsters,
which is
gods,
really cool.
warriors, and more
So-
on a level that will be truly legendary.
And it's the
Told
lore
in a
I'm
narrative
interested in,
true
and,
to
and there
Chinese
are
history.
lore and geographical
It
places and
introduces
stuff
the
in a lot of
basics
these.
Chinese martial
There is an
arts
adventure in
and is
here
complete
that
with
all
feats
of you
and the
should
many
immediately
legendary
go bing,
abilities
bing, bing.
associated.
I know that.
ancient
Uh-huh.
And you'll
complex
see
systems of
why
sorcery,
when we get to it.
spellcraft, and fortune telling.
Awesome.
Even enchanted charms are explored as well.
You
Players
wear
can live
most
out
of the
their
drink? Oh,
characters'
that's not
adventures and
good.
Tales set in popular Chinese fantasy
Are
styles.
you like me? Do you like
wuxia
do you like drinks
and
with
more,
umbrellas
while
in them?
within a pseudo-historical setting.
Because that's me.
and
I
brought
love
to life by
umbrellas.
the castle
Fruit
keeper
drinks
or
with
game
umbrellas.
Hi, Curtis.
That's my. What's up, Curtis?
Yeah, I don't like.
Researched
I
and
don't
written
like
by
to
Brian
have,
Young,
have
the wildly
glasses with
popular
lots
Mythos
of
series
crap in them, like
delves
umbrellas and
into
stuff.
the
They're
mythos
nice to
of
look
the
at,
ancient
but
world,
They're nice to look at,
bringing
but that's
hosts
it.
of
Yeah.
gods and heroes,
Makes-
legends and lore, and even the monsters and foes that plague the peoples of ancient times.
All right, I've hit a bunch of
to the
people up just
stories
saying
that
live
you create.
in the Discord. Hopefully everyone's
Codex
doing
Sonarum
well.
brings ancient China to your table. Join us and pledge today.
Also, if you have a 3D printer,
Trollord Games.
50
Join the fray.
freaking 51 months, Naz.
Oh,
My
wow.
gosh. 51. And now look, Naz, you got me all freaked out. I forget what button I'm supposed to hit. This one. Hey, Lando. Sorry, Lando. I got you. You came on and then I hit you on Discord. Yes. Already got a hype. There's Will. Will, thanks for the kind shout out there in Facebook, I think, where you said that. Appreciate that. Gonna get a pre-hype train already. Thank you. This is it. Like I said, for $8 you get all these plus all the Kickstarter goals that they reach for Gamescape for this. And like I said, I showed this on Thursday night, completely done up because we got a ahead of time copy. 315 backers so far. 17 days to go. Yeah, Tim, it's only $8, man. So, and this is one I will not be doing giveaways on because of the Kickstarter for a long time. Darling, you beat me to it. You beat me to that. Give me 1 second here and I'll set it up. We're going to do some classic D&D reprint giveaways here. I'll put this in. Oh. It's normally Casey or Dale that does it first. Now it's set. I get a certain level hype train, I'm going to do 2 of them instead of 1. But once again, Patrick.
Oops, now you unplugged yourself.
Oh, I took my cord out. Patrick reloaded me over the weekend with a ton of stuff. Literally, I can't even hold it all. So, seriously. Oh, Gitano.
Wow.
Thanks. Hey, that and you get to go in the credits as a playtester now, darling. That's really cool. Awesome. Get to play with Canadian Ancient Gamer. That's really cool. Thank you, Katana. That was really kind. Durkin's fine. I don't know. It's a little. Isn't that a little creepy though, darling? I'm #1 D&D dad, you know. But I guess it's all right. You know. I guess I'm not the creepy dad. I'm the cool dad. Yeah, I watched a bit of it. I couldn't watch it all because I was out. But yeah. So I got my 80s J look here. All right. Tonight, Bart. This is our 5th. Well, there's only so many we can get to, right? At a night there, Anna.
Yeah.
Let's see where we're at here. Ha ha! Oh, we got it. There we go. Got through level 3. Just got through it. Thank you. Anyone here without subs? I saw VampHK_HK without one. I think that was it. It's Vamp_HK was the only one I saw in the chat there. Look at that, we're early. We're coming a couple minutes early, why not? We'll talk about what's going on. Shout outs, giveaways going. Yeah. We got a lot. Well, Curtis, if you're not doing anything, I mean, Charlie, when we streams tonight, does some painting. Or she DMing, gaming. I'm babbling. Let me hit this button as we come live here. Good evening, everybody. How are you? Good to see you, Anna.
Yeah, good to see you too.
Yes,
good
this is
here. Yep.
stream 5 of 5 straight days or nights. So this finishes up. I wanted to say to the community, especially after the unbelievable, well, the whole week so far and last week. And I do this because, you know, I have a, Anna, you know, as everyone says, I have a big head and sometimes I need to pump myself up. But yeah, number 14 in the world in D&D on Twitch in hours watched the last 2 weeks. I'll take 14th, you know, so thank you, everyone. Really love it. You know, Critical Role's #1 and everyone else is like way below, but still, you know, I'll take 14th there. So, and thank you.
We got a good fantasy mapping show last. That was awesome.
It was awesome.
So, yep.
So, thank you. Yep. So, we passed level 3 in the hype train. So we're doing 2 sets of giveaways tonight of reprints. So if you win, you'll either get one of these 2, right? Adventure Begins or Treasures of Greyhawk, unless you have both of them, and then one of the modules I have in this pile here. I guess it's a joke. Patrick sent me puppets, but you know, he sent puppets. But I got.
Well, you can always terrorize someone with it. Yep.
Terrorizing would be an understatement there. But we got a lot of really good stuff. So. And that'll be for tonight. We'll do 2 of those tonight. So exclamation point drawing will get you going. And like I said, thanks for the level 3 hype train. All right. So tonight, I looked through these and there's some unbelievable stuff. We will see tonight content from the following people. Stuart Kerrigan, Paul Luby, Creighton Broadhurst, Eric Mona, James Vaughn, right, and Gary Holian, okay, in these dungeons. So we're going to see some unbelievable people putting together. Thank you, John. Jamaica. And hey, Tino, good to see you. Your Cowboys are doing a number, which is good. I really wanted to. This is one of the rare occasions I want the Cowboys to win. So that's good. They're smashing the Vikings, which is awesome. So, yeah, 100 to 106 we'll do tonight. You're going to see some stuff, and you're going to see an adventure. I guarantee you, 90% of you, especially if you play 5e, will know it. And you'll say, well, how's that? Well, I'll explain it to you. So, I think I have this up and running here. Mm-hmm. Real quick on a shout out, another one too. If you haven't, you can still get involved if you want. And I'm going to put this up to this, and it came together real fast. So, that's the wrong button. That was a Tim cutting the tongue out button. Mm-hmm. I did it again. Who's this Gary character? I know. Yes. They've added some sponsors. As you can see, I'm not at the bottom now anymore. So Winter Night Game Fest, December 10th. I am running an adventure called Reoccupation. And it's Patrick. Patrick's not on. You remember the town Patrick put, Anna, and you put on the map here?
Oh, you mean up on the Blue Bay? Yeah, the little
so yes,
Blue Bay. Yeah.
Well, that's where I'm doing this adventure on December 10th.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, it's called Reoccupation at Blue Bay Point. Mm-hmm. So that's where we're going to be doing that adventure. And we got Mike Disney, we got Darling and Bones, and we got Tea Time with Taryn, and we got Stiletto Assassin. So it's going to be a fun one, and that'll be and will be the main event from 6 to 10. So if you want to get involved, you still can. There's signups. You can sign up for events. They're looking for some DMs to run some stuff. So if you reach out to me or reach out to Jimmy Duffy if you know him, or Matt Everhart if you know him as well. If you don't, just reach out to me and I'll get you in the right direction on that. So that's coming up. That's Saturday evening on December 10th. All day Saturday, but like I said, we'll be on 6 to 10 Saturday for a nice adventure. So, okay. Let's start this off. Number 100.
Yep.
Thank you, everyone, for that hype. The 100th
cover is awesome.
Yeah, with the Githyank guy.
Yeah,
but awesome. Guess what? There ain't much in here.
Now it's 180 pages, so it should be some stuff. But
yeah, but there's not much in here for Greyhawk, and that is really sad. Mm-hmm. Now, if you know about the original. There's one cool thing, and hey, Enoch, there's really, and that is they take a legendary monster from Dungeon 1. Okay, oops, that's Cavalier. This is Flame. Now, Flame also appears, I think, in like Dungeon 10 or one of the earlier ones. Comes back, and this is from Dungeon 1, Flame. So, but this is going to be, he's going to show up in here as we scroll down, and here's Flame's going to come back. So now we got a critical threat by Master Richard Baker. Peter Atkinson has stuff in here. Andy Collins, there's some big names. So Andy Collins is going to write this. Skip Williams, but it's not. None of it's Greyhawk. None of it is Greyhawk. Yeah, the Flame is cool. So and it's still here. The Lich Queen's Beloved. That's an adventure by Chris Perkins. There's and Poly. That's a polyhedron. An add-on. I still didn't understand what they were doing with that. Why they just didn't put it all together. So as we scroll through dungeon number 100, this is like I said. Maybe they treated Greyhawk World like they were. Now, Tino, I just think they were more going for it's the 100th dungeon. We're going to put in all these mega adventures in here. And wherever they are, right? And so the writers here, and like for example, this is Durthan Cataris, a dwarf fighter sorcerer. What a crazy mix! I know it's 3rd edition, but and that's by Monty Cook. I mean, you don't get a bigger name than Monty Cook. Hey Baker, but there's no. Thanks, Wandering. There's no Greyhawk connection here at all with this character. So. Now, it's kind of generic, but you could probably use them. but I'm never using that Dwarf Sorcerer anyway. Now this, Richard Baker, I say this goes in the whole marshes of Washry. Another critical threat, Master Test, is an advanced dire weretoad. So I kind of like that. But once again,
Yeah.
there's no specific to Greyhawk content here at all. It's very
I guess
generic.
yeah, exactly. I think that's the whole idea with the critical threats are to be generic, so they can be placed almost anywhere.
The next couples are Greyhawk. You'll see.
Oh,
yeah,
okay,
yeah.
cool.
Not in this book, but not in this one. But other ones coming up. Yeah.
Okay.
So
yeah.
I looked through this and I didn't see any notations of a location or deities that would lead me to believe that this was Greyhawk at all or Forgotten Realms. I just think it's a generic one, but I kind of like this one and I would use this one. Yeah, a dire weretoad. I may turn this guy more into a Washry, a high level Washry disciple, or something, or maybe keep it as a weretoad and make him as a a Washry follower. I think that works really well. But like I said, it's not specifically attached to Greyhawk. So, yeah. Hey, Gary, we got an article from you in this discussion tonight. Yes, we do. We absolutely have one coming up. Not in this one. 100 issues. Like I said, this was all a celebration. So I just don't see any Greyhawk at all in here. At all. Now, I'll say this. I run both Flame Adventures way back in the day. Probably in my first 200 adventures I ever did. I've never run this one. But if you like the Flame Adventures, this is another thing they're doing. See up top here, they put any setting. Now, it'll say in the chat, oh, this is set in Greyhawk, but you can use it anywhere. This is the first time I start seeing this. So, Gary, there's stuff in here from Eric Mona and Monty Cook and Luby and Stewart and Creighton and you and it's just all over and Vaughn all over the place. And here's Andy Collins. So Old Embers Never Die, 12th level. And I think this goes, a lot of these adventures, there's a lot of Githyankai adventures coming up in these. So, once again, it starts off and it goes a while and it's just on and on and on, and I didn't even, because it's not Greyhawk, I'm like, I don't know if I'm going to even go into the depths of what it is, but I know, look here, Skeletal Ancient Red Dragon, 255 hit points. That's 3rd edition right off the bat there. Anna, tell everyone what happened.
I was there this morning to get it, and apparently the CPU was dead on arrival, so the CPU didn't work. So they have to get a new CPU and put it in there and get it up, and the rest of the part seems to work. It was just the CPU that didn't work. So, and I didn't want to downgrade to something else. So it happens, but that was one of the main reasons I wanted to buy it in a store and not buy the parts online and put it together. Yeah, exactly, because now it's their problem more than as much as my problem that it doesn't work, so to speak. Otherwise, I had to ship it back and stuff like that. So that makes it easy. So hopefully we get one in. They didn't know exactly during the weekend because the guy that do the purchasing manager is coming tomorrow. So then we'll see when they come in. But it's a hot item, so hopefully it will not take more than a couple of days or a day or two. We'll see. Yeah.
So these Western Mountains, I don't see why you couldn't use any mountain chain at all in Greyhawk if you want to run this. I mean, it's just there's no Mount Torch. It would probably fit somewhere in the Hell Furnaces. You could do that and make the changes to it. There's Hellhounds, but it's just not. It's not Greyhawk. So, yep. And now, Patrick, I had to talk to you about something, and I completely forgot what it was because I'm getting old. But I had to ask you a specific question, and now I can't remember what it was. I got to think on that. More and more and more. Flame's lair, and here's Flame. Flame's back for the 3rd time in a dungeon. So, yep, 253 hit point, 22 plus hit die, Red Dragon. So this is the 3rd, like I said, Dungeon 1 is his first appearance. This is an honorarium. It's it's like the 3rd of the series, and there you go for that. So who knows? Maybe I'll run it one day, but like I said, I ran the first 2. But not at this present time. Here's a Peter Atkinson Dire Lion. So the ways of the Sacred Order of Man Beasts I don't have any idea what that is. Does anyone?
Nope, not really.
Moose, you are a saver. Blue Bay, I got your map. Do you have? Did you give? Can you Discord me or email me the all the locations in the town? Do you have that? That's it, Patrick. Because I'm going to use that for the December 10th adventure. Thank you, Moose. That was awesome.
But this is a CR14 Lion. That's one heck of a cat. Yeah.
Yeah, CR14 Lion. Yeah.
Yeah.
And I don't know what the Sacred Order of Man Beast is. And now it says CD issue 100
It's a
web
monk.
enhancement, which is
Yeah,
inside.
it's a monk. The lion is a monk.
The lion is a monk. So this is Peter
Mhm.
Atkinson. When you have all the money in the world,
Yeah.
you can do whatever you want. Yeah. So, woe to Mistledale. This is Forgotten Realms. It's Skip Williams, 7th level. So still, we have nothing Greyhawk in here. So, yeah, like I said, it's a disappointing number 100. You would think there's a tidbit of something in here, but there's not a single tidbit. Hey, Bones, not a single tidbit of anything in adventure number in dungeon number 100 that is Greyhawk content. So, it was a little disappointing. Unless I missed something and you all know, but yeah, it is. It says Forgotten Realms.
Yeah, they have a realms spell even here. Spells
Yeah, it says
of the
Forgotten
realms.
Realms. Mistledale.
Yep.
And we know it's Mistledale because Ed was talking about this area.
Yep.
Shadowdale, Mistledale. Yeah, this is Battledale. This is all. That's Forgotten Realms, definitely. 100%. That's that far. So, another critical threat by Jonathan Tweet, Hungash. So, Male Hobgoblin Wizard. Once again, I couldn't find any connections to a Greyhawk.
It's full of realm stuff here, so which is not bad, but it's kind of not for us.
If you thought that the 185 foot tall giant one was really weird a couple weeks ago when we did that one, this one here is on that realm of strange too. There, yes, look, yeah. There's an entire fortress and city on this monster. Beasts of Burden by Michael Cortez. Yeah, we're just gonna skip this.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a little out there. It's a little out there. I mean,
I guess they had to have something that was out there.
Once again, here's a map. I don't know. This map, I think, is generic placed. Let me just take a look.
But it's a good style. I really like it. It looks cool. So, yeah.
So 100 is, yeah, open roll rules. I mean, I don't know how the thing stays without knocking stuff over. I mean, it's crazy. Look at it. So,
yeah.
That's
but there's some people really like things that are completely
they're like
top,
super
so to speak.
Well, like cyberpunk times 10. Yeah, and that's okay. It's hey, they're trying things out. I'm fine with that.
Oh yeah. And this was the era, like we mentioned many times before, this was the era when the envelope was pushed in every conceivable direction, whether it worked or not, so to speak.
Yeah, this is above and beyond the call. And like I said, look at the size of this. I mean, we're on page 90 already, and there's nothing. And then look, here's the Githyanki.
Oh yeah,
the Lich Queens, beloved by Chris Perkins. And this also says formation of Githyanki compatible with Tunarath. So there's no specific that I could find connection to Greyhawk on this either. So this is.
No, but Githyanki, you can always fit a Githyanki kind of, because it's a planar thing, and you can kind of touch it in, and Githyanki and Gitzerai and stuff, that those are, meaning it's not, it's kind of a Greyhawk complementary. You can kind of put it in there if you want to.
Yes, but it
But it has nothing to do with the setting per se.
We have so much Greyhawk content coming that we're not going to.
Okay, good.
We're not going to waste our time on stuff that's not specifically Greyhawk, unless I ran it, of course.
But they have they have the Gith alphabet. That is really cool.
What page was that?
104.
104. I'm way ahead.
Yep, 104.
104. Githyanki alphabet.
Yep. So they have a Gith alphabet.
Okay.
That's really cool.
That's neat.
Yep.
Thank you for the follow. Thank you very much.
Not Greyhawky, but it's still cool. Yep.
Yeah. So I'm not saying anything's bad here. I'm just saying it's not what we're looking for in our
Yep.
adventure information, plus articles, plus we got chock full of stuff, especially in the last 2 tonight.
Yep.
So I mean, this is long, and Chris Perkins, I know, is known for writing up very, very long adventures. This one is super
Yeah.
long. A lot
But
of
they
criticism.
really put a lot of emphasis on illustrations and
Yep.
the layout and stuff. It's exquisite. It's fantastic in this issue. There's
Yep,
a lot of
absolutely.
cool art and stuff in here.
All right, so that's that. Let's go to.
Mhm.
Let me pop back this up. All right, so that's 100. Let's go to 101. All right, so much for that. We're in 101 now. Not much in here either. Now, got Richard Pinker, Monty Cook. So now this adventure here, Chasm Bridge, is originally from Dragon 131, and I ran it out of Dragon 131. So this adventure for me was and it was not that long ago when I say that. I ran it as number 771. So they re-released it as 3rd edition in here. So we'll skim through that. But it's not Greyhawk. And they talk about, Monty Cook talks about a Kenner Unearthed, and it's just, there's a lot of other, hey, GD, a lot of other things going on in these, and 100 and 101. So that's a cool, really cool artwork right there, right? That's
Yeah.
really, really cool. So, but that's, and once again, Prison of the Firebringer. This one says specifically Forgotten Realms by Richard Baker. I know December 7th, I think John Birchfield's having him on his Lord Master's Arcanum, Richard Baker, to talk about Dark Sun, which is really cool.
Yeah.
So, Forgotten Realms, specifically, another Forgotten Realms adventure. Hey, so be it. We're going to get some Greyhawk, I promise. Sesker Vale, Observatory. I'm looking to see if there's any. Nope. Okay. So we skip by that. Once again, long adventures in here, which is great that they're really cranking out some nice stuff.
And I really like to look through these old Dungeon magazines because there's a lot of different mapping styles that you can kind of look at
That is true.
and take inspiration from some and figure out what you like or not, so to speak. Because over the years they've had so many different styles and artists and stuff doing things. So yeah.
Very cool. I mean, this still goes on and on. All right. So here's Chasm Bridge. So the Chasm Bridge, 7th level characters roughly, dropped into a dungeon. It's any. I ran it, and it is it's like an underground stopover point, which I kind of like the idea behind it. So I could probably look in the log and see what group I ran it for. Here's the map redone. I mean, the map's nice. Look at that. It's a nice map. Let me shrink it a bit. There. It's a nice map for running something. You got showing how the difficulty of getting through this double bridge area. And if I recall, it's a lot of humanoids.
Is this a full Underdark or?
It's kind of a.
Or do we know where it's located?
No, it doesn't say specifically. Missile Tolls Bridge. There's the Schlissical gargoyles who've been drawn to the area by the sound of battle.
Yeah,
so
it doesn't seem to. Yeah, exactly. It's generic. Yep.
Yeah. But no, I ran it and I liked it. And this one you can fit in because it's not super long. You got Snurf and Dublin here. So at least you do have, you could have a connection to Greyhawk in the Underdark area. You can put it in your D series or put it under, wherever else you have Underdark wandering about. You could use this. And you got your gargoyles. So it's okay. And they're advanced. So I like this, that they're leveled up gargoyles. 7 hit die gargoyles, so I kind of like that. And you got Durgar too. So there's nothing wrong with this adventure at all. But it's not a Greyhawk adventure. But I ran it, so there you go. All right, that's Chasm Bridge. Here's a map of mystery, a big temple. All right, you could utilize it, put them in here. And that's from Chasm Bridge as well, that picture. So I call him Snurf Dudley too. I do. You got a family residence map you can utilize. Hey, that's nicely done. Nice little estate map. That's cool. And then now Monty's going to talk about Arcana Unearthed, a new publication that's coming out. So at that era time, so we'll just go by that as well. And now we're in the polyhedron section. As you can see, we're pretty devoid of Greyhawk content up to this point. Not much, which is, you know, two whole entire, you know, 100 101, nothing.
Yeah.
Okay, through it. All right, now the good stuff starts.
102.
It does. 102. I don't think there's much in 102 either, if I recall, but I'm looking through my references I put in. What's the main reference? It's 102. Oh, okay. There is something.
We have a cauldron thing, cooking up madness in cauldron.
Oh, that's it.
Yep.
That's what it is. Snurf Ledley. No, I don't think so. I don't think he's the publisher yet. Nope. Good question. He is not the publisher yet. I think you'll see him.
It was. Hang on a second here. We have the polyhedron. He's the polyhedron editor.
Right. He's not publisher yet. He's the editor.
Yeah, but it's Paizo that is publishing the Dungeon magazine and Dungeons and Dungeon and Dragon magazines at the.
Well, they don't say Paizo on them yet, right?
It says so in the.
Does it?
101. Yep.
Okay.
Go to the second page or the page 6.
Okay. Oh, page
you
6.
have where you have the editorial information. Go to one page more. Yeah. So it's yeah.
Oh, there
so
it goes.
There you go.
Okay.
Yep.
Yep. He's not publishing yet.
He's listed as polyhedron editor. Yep.
All right. So this is a cool map. Red Dragon's Lair map. That's pretty neat. There you go. That's usable. There's a general map.
Yeah.
Cry Wolf. This adventure can take place in any campaign world simply by changing the name of places and people suitable to counterparts of your own setting. Another generic one. I did not run it. What level is this? 1 to 5. This is very low level. It's got hobgoblins. So another adventure you could take and look, here's a Rendrick Township. You could place this almost anywhere. And you know, Furion, Grand March, don't matter. Nyrons, you could put this anywhere you wanted. So a lot of wolves, the Poacher's Paradise, hunting grounds, forests, wherever you have a small forest, you could put this one. So there you go. Another non Greyhawk adventure. Okay, so Zenith Trajectory. I believe Eric is still working with the LG campaign at Flame Charge of Dragon. Yes. Yep, correct. So this, I believe, is Greyhawk. Now it says, oh, it's Adventure Path. Yes. So this is Cauldron. This is the third adventure of Cauldron. Okay. So we have our Cauldron adventure, and once again, I never played the Cauldron once. Had anyone out there done any of the Cauldron adventures? It's amazing how few people did this adventure path that I know. So you did them, Dale? Okay. What would you get? What would you give them? Oh, on a 1 to 10. At least started it. Okay. Well, if you didn't finish it, that means you weren't so thrilled about it. They feel extremely sandboxy, which is kind of right on it in an adventure path. Yeah. That may not be the overly.
It depends on you. What you. Some people like me love sandboxy. Other people don't like sandboxy. Yeah. So it's up to your taste, so to speak.
That's so preference. True. Absolutely, it's up to your specific taste.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, this is number 3.
Needs, because it might vary from where you are in the campaign, what you need at the moment, and stuff like that. So, too. So, yeah.
Yep, Shackled City. This is got like it's a city setting with a lot of open-ended things that can go on. So if you are a Greyhawk, like if you create a Greyhawk City campaign and you think you're gonna burn through these, I mean, you're gonna be there running these for 8 adventures or however many they are for a year at least.
So this is one of the ones that that are included in the hardcover book, right? Yeah.
Number 3.
Mm-hmm.
This is the 3rd one. I skipped a couple months.
Yep.
Yep. Anyone can enter. I don't know. Anyone can enter in the giveaways. Anyone, go for it. We want new and exciting people to sign up and to win something. It happens, absolutely, please. So once again, all I see is there's an Umber Hulk attack. That's kind of nasty. And then there's multiple chapters on this long adventure.
Mm-hmm.
There's a journey to the Underdark in chapter 3. Is there a dragon already? It's only a 3rd adventure. Young Red Dragon. Oh, thanks, Scottish Jeff. Young Red Dragon with only 121 hit points. Oh, that's. Ugh. That would ruin your day. The Fissure, Bal Hamat-Tung. Once again, I don't know anything about this. Gary, do you know anything about these? Did you ever study any of these? I don't know. I mean, seriously, I don't know anything. That looks like a slod. Koatoa. That's Koatoa. Duh. So we're fighting Koatoans in here behind. So in the Shackled City. Where we're at. Okay. But this goes on forever and ever and ever. It had the generic taint. It didn't think. Okay, so it didn't feel like Greyhawk back when it first came out. It felt generic. And
yeah, they put it in afterwards. They put a map together after they done.
To link it with.
Oh yeah. It came out after they done all the Sassarine stuff.
All right, to link it to it. Okay.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
All right, so you didn't place it there. They did.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Oh.
Yeah. Someone put a map. Okay. I forgot where it was. Maybe it was just a web thing, but it came out later. It came out a map that put it all together and say, oh, if you run Sassarine, then you can run Cauldron, and you put it here. So yeah.
Trust me, everyone. This is going to slow down now after 102. Here's this is by David Newman. That's
There's still some good illustrations and
There's
stuff.
Great stuff in here.
Yeah.
It's just not what we're looking for developing our Greyhawk campaign, except if you're into Cauldron and you have 3 adventures. So, Noonan, yeah. I mean, it's not like it's anyone to sneeze at here, right? Yeah, Noonan. David Noonan.
All right. Northport, yep. Mm-hmm.
All right. Are you ready for some good stuff? Some good Greyhawk stuff finally coming.
You've been teasing it now several times.
I've been teasing. Yeah. I've been teasing you all.
Yeah.
103. Okay. Well, this cover is a Greyhawk adventure. All right. And
yeah, we have blink dogs and stuff. Yeah.
Let's go to where this takes place. Right here. I ran this. This is we'll get to it's Glacial Inferno. I ran it. It's number 491 for me. Okay. That's the Force of Blood. So got some Map of Mystery featuring Creighton Broadhurst is in this. We have something really cool coming up from Creighton Broadhurst, Paul Luby, and Stuart Kerrigan in this one too. Yep. And that will be this Living Greyhawk Journal, which we didn't even look at when we were talking about the Bright Desert, which is really funny. So, artwork from Glacial Inferno by Kent Ertman. So, let me see if I can blow this up just a hair. This is Huedetatl. It was a Flame Lord. This takes place in the Duchy of Ernst. It says right here, set in the Duchy of Ernst in the Greyhawk campaign setting. Now, there's this Lord Ellis, which in here that appears that Anna has put on the map right here. Lord Ellis's outpost is here.
Yeah.
So that's specifically this area is where it's taking place. All right. So we have a specific link to Greyhawk now with this adventure, which is cool.
It's interesting that it's called Glacial Inferno down here, so to speak. But yeah.
Giselle, good question, but the answer to that is no. The Birthright map has no overlap connection to to Greyhawk.
Not that I
Birthright
know of.
Birthright was more of had a feel of Warhammer Fantasy roleplay to it a little bit. So, well, so it talks about there's a Aberrals, there's a flaming cavern, an extinct volcano. If I recall correctly, it's not that extinct in this adventure.
Oh wow!
Yeah.
Volcanoes in adventures have a tendency of going non-extinct, so to speak, or going active again. So
you immediately come up with salamanders in here. You know, and I think they're raiding on the on Lord Ellis's land, and he actually sends you out on this. Yeah, there's this cult called the Flame Mages. I thought that was neat because I had fire elementalists at this time, and I thought, oh, I could just make these all evil fire elementalists, you know. So it fit perfectly in my campaign, and we ran it here. By the way, we actually ran it in this area where it was. And I had the Harvey characters do this. So, yep. Well, Warhammer Fantasy Roleplay is cool. Nice. Yep. And so look, that doesn't look like it's extinct volcano. In here, the halls of Huehuetl. So this is, yeah. There's a salamander. Yeah. As you can see, it's got a lot of Central American theme to it, but it is set. Yeah, and Zel Ixta, the other flame mage who helped. So they're talking in those terms of, you know, Camazotz, and those names are there. Now look, here we go. Here we go. Half female white dragon, half harpy. I didn't write it. So
it's 3rd edition.
It's 3rd edition. Yeah.
And then you put some monk on top and you're good. Yeah.
Yes.
You can always, yeah.
So you got a half dragon there. I think I just made that a whole dragon. So, yep, Rasts. So, is Valmoku in the audience? I'm wondering if he ran this in the Ernst Nyrond area. I bet you he did. Salamanders and more salamanders. Yeah, a lot of.
Sure, that's awesome. Yep.
Yeah.
After the first fight me. Yep.
Wait, did you run this, Michael? Wait, I did not. Okay. Yeah. All right. Well, you know about it. I know you do. So, they have bathrooms in here. There you go. It looks like it's typical. It's a dungeon crawl.
Must be a good dungeon. They have bathrooms.
Yep. Yes. Ring of Chill. I think I made that opposite. It's opposite of Ring of Warmth, if I recall correctly. The Frozen Soul. So now here's the cool thing. So you got these. All of a sudden, it goes from in here. It goes to frost salamanders and large para ice elementals, right? So. Oh, you haven't? All right. So yeah, you just haven't decided to run it yet in that area. And another chain demon. You got another chiton here. So this is like the second adventure I ran within a certain amount of time. The chain demon was one of the final creatures in the end. And I didn't know. I had to do the research because there was no stats on it in 1 or E or 2E, so I had to find it. A 9-headed cryohydra. That's really nasty too. So you got some good adventuring here with so. Yep. And you go out and do the mission, and then so you must destroy the Frozen Soul, eliminate the Flame Mages. If you do not destroy the Frozen Soul, it just gets colder and colder and colder. So you have, I think the Flame Mages are trying to hold off the Frozen Soul, and they're evil, so you have to deal with multiple evils in this one. Yep. That is the first real Greyhawk adventure that we have come across tonight. That's true, Greyhawk. Forest of Blood. Forgotten Realms. Says specifically this is a Forgotten Realms adventure. Urban and Wilderness. Who wrote that? Well, up church. Rob Lazzaretti's doing cartography there, Anna.
Yeah.
Yeah. As you can see.
Some neat little maps in there.
Definitely his style there.
Yep.
Okay. Let's go through. No, it's IUZ, not Lud. IUZ. IUZ. No, it's IUZ. is his son. Grazitz, okay, so Igwolf, which is Tasha, Igwolf and Grazitz, I use is the son of those two, and also, you know, that's yep, I use yep, absolutely, I use Greyhawk, Igwolf, Tasha is Greyhawk, Grazitz is Greyhawk, going all the way back. What's up, Josh? Nice job last night, DMing. Although I don't think you need to say I don't multitask as well when I'm DMing as I do, in that you didn't need to butter me up there. All right. I heard it though, but I appreciate it. So I was listening for the first 15, 20 minutes before I left. So all right, more Forgotten Realms. Nothing bad about it, just it's Forgotten Realms adventure.
Yep. Some more good-looking maps.
Yeah, more good-looking maps.
They're very Photoshop-y looking, those town maps and stuff. But they're still well made and but very Photoshop-y. Mm-hmm.
So when we get here, this is a cool map. It's in 2 pieces, which stinks. So the town of Deepwatch, and it's cut in half. So you got to put it together. But it's not a bad map.
It was in the magazine. It's one spread.
This looks like Campaign Cartographer.
No, it's a Photoshop thing.
It's Photoshop, okay.
Yep, I can see it from the textures and stuff. Yeah,
okay.
It's a Photoshop thing. Yep.
Okay. The sinkhole. Dig a hole. All right, so this is draws significant inspiration from material presented in Manual of the Plains. So the question on this one is by Philip Larwood is I think I saw a deity reference to Greyhawk in this, but I wasn't sure. This is once again any setting. I don't think it's specific. Maybe I'm wrong on that. So which one? The previous one, BB, of course. I think it could have. Yeah, I think it could. This one it talks about Manual of the Plains. So my guess is, are we going to see Morgan Yankai in this? What do you think? We'll find out.
Might be. Yeah.
So as I'm walking through the Sleepy Sphinx, that's interesting.
Yeah.
Sleepy Sphinx Inn. We're gonna have some other really good stuff coming up shortly. Oh, the ruined inn. Into the shadows below. I'm trying to see Dark Mantl's underground cave system. Why is it Planescape? Why is it Manual of the Plains? It says it had references to that. Shadow. Oh, it's shadow stuff. Shadow creature goblin. Okay, it's shadow creature dire rat. So that may be a decent one.
Yeah.
For me and my shadow mages. Yep. Look, Bargus. Male. They're all shadow based. Jatin was out in this cube. Interesting. So it must be the 3rd edition Manual of the Plains we're talking about, of course.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
That's neat. All right. I'm falling. I can't get up. Looks like it's upside down. Yep. Shadow. Zorn. All right. It's all shadow. So please. Newer tremors conceal new dangers from the Underdark. So you're going into the Underdark in this one. It's not set in Greyhawk, but you're going into the Underdark and you come across shadow stuff. And it looks like there's a lot of creatures being turned into shadow creatures in this one. So that could be cool.
Yeah.
All right. Another one. Another non-Greyhawk. Now we're going to go into Polyhedron. And there's something cool in here that we didn't discuss that. We're going to see 3 of these at least in the next couple of adventures, the next couple of dungeons. This is the first one. So, oh look, you got a map of a bowling alley.
Yep.
All right. Trivia question: when you see this bowling alley, what movie do you think of immediately? I want everyone to see bowling alley supernatural type. Let me see if you all think of the same one I think of. Don't give me blank stares, everyone.
You have me lost here. So
it's a great movie. No, that's good, Curtis. GD, you got Constantine. Absolutely, Constantine. That's the one I think of. Your book, Tino. Yep. Nope. Constantine's the one I'm thinking of.
Okay. So
that's a great movie. Yes. That's a fantastic movie. I heard that they're going to do a sequel with Keanu Reeves in it sometime in 2020, late 2023, 2024, after the John Wick ones. So, yep.
Cool.
Yep. That's what I heard. All right. Denizens of the Bright Desert. Creighton Broadhurst. Additional material by Andrew McGuire, Stuart Kerrigan, and Paul Luby. I wish I had done my research a little bit better and found this before we did the Bright Desert discussion.
Mm-hmm.
So, yep. But of course, Big Lebowski's awesome for bowling too. So, and they talk about Ready to Trader. So they go over a lot of great information here. Now I know that when we had Les on, he talked about some of this. A lot of the stuff is updated in here. Characters are updated. So this is a really great reference for everyone to even just print out. Consider this an update, like you had your updates in the original Dragons for the events in the Flannis articles. That's the way I look at this. So I would take this and I would have everyone. Rary's updated stats, 24th level he's up to now. So, yep. Some items are in here, but a lot of characters and some. Look, it talks about Shemaiah. I know. I think Les talked about that last. Human survivor of the ancient flame kingdom of Solm. So, yep. So there's some neat things in this article, and she's kind of good. Desert trolls, a decent new monster you could utilize. If you're doing trolls out there. Hey, Saw, good to see you. Yep. So that's pretty neat. Desert trolls. What's this one? Desert centaurs are here too. So you get a lot of good things in this article. If you're going to use this, if you're going to I have it now separated out and printed out because of my Harby campaign goes near there pretty far. Remember, if you're going to run Ghazal, so let me pop this up. If you're going to come here, we're right there. Ghazal is right here. We talked about that a couple weeks ago. That's a dungeon magazine in Dungeon. And you have your Bright Desert right here. So if you're running anything in this area, Ernst, Hardby, right, which I have, this is, you want to have the information on the Bright Desert. So you're right in that area. There's Karastein's Castle. It's not destroyed. Sorry, Living Greyhawk. But
they have desert trolls.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh,
yeah,
that is awesome.
Yeah,
and
absolutely.
With a great illustration too.
Yeah, definitely. They hide under.
Yeah, I'm
desert.
going to steal that one right away here.
Absolutely.
Yep. That goes into my monster manual, so I'm going to make a.
Let me see what the desert troll immune to fire. Okay, so for all you who cried and complained about my pox trolls a couple weeks ago. That were immune to fire as well, which I heard. Well, you can't do that. These desert trolls are immune to fire, and this was written 20 years before, so I don't want to hear it. This is 103. Dungeon 103. Yeah, 100, 101, and 102 are kind of as far as Greyhawk goes, but from 103 to 106 now. These next four are really chock full of stuff. I know, Dale, but I was on the right track there.
Yeah.
So, desert trolls are larger, more intelligent than their smaller brethren. Yeah. So
they look kind of big on the illustration there, but I love that illustration. It looks fantastic.
I can never read through this stuff. All right. Yeah, it's a cool pick. All right, so that ends number 103. All right, so we got some really good information here. Now
what an ending. Yep.
Number one. This next one, time to butter someone in the audience up, if I recall properly. Oh, look, what's that say at the bottom? Featuring Gary Julian, everyone. There we go. So, yeah, you don't remember that? Gary's like, what?
Yeah. some neat illustration on the front covers there too. I like
You're
that.
joking,
Monster
right?
looks...
You don't? Oh, Gary doesn't even remember what he
wow!
did.
This is awesome.
Well, there you go. So this is worth it in its own. Oh my gosh.
We have a roper and intellectual devourer or whatever
Very cool.
they're called. Yeah.
Okay, so here we go.
And I think Eric Mona is elevated to
Yes.
Yep, because he's the one that writes the editorial this issue. So yeah.
Okay. My first time.
Yep.
So let's read this real quick. I didn't really like Dragonlance. We never busted his stones on this. Official reprints are all Drive-Thru RPG, DM's Guild. And let me say something. You know, we're doing 2 of these giveaways tonight for all these. Please note that KH Gamer Patrick is the one sending me all these.
Yep.
For the good of the community. Yeah. So I just got to pay the shipping on them to get them out to you all. All right. So number 2, there was no way I could just keep all my design adventures every single week. I prefer site-based crawls like Against the Giants to story-based quasi-novels TSR is putting out at the time. This is interesting. Last year, seeing a lot of changes. We added Polyhedron, started the Shackle City Adventure Path, went monthly. All right. In July, we hired associate editor James Jacobs, whose sharp eye for detail and impressive writing skills are already making a huge impact on the magazine. I was surprised to note that James wrote Thunder Needle Spire, the first dungeon adventure I ever played. He did age 17. All right. That's pretty cool.
Mm-hmm.
All right, there you go. So done. So Eric's first.
Super cool.
Yep.
Yeah.
Okay. Prison Mail. I think they probably changed that after this one. I don't remember them calling it Prison Mail after this.
Yeah, but they called it Prison Mail for a while.
Did
Oh yeah, so I remember Old Dragons and stuff had Prison Mail and stuff. So there've been a couple of times I've seen it. So yeah.
Oh look, is that a dinosaur? Where's John from
This
Blue
is
Box?
Jurassic Park era, I think. Well, maybe not the first movie, but the second or something. So it was.
So you're gonna note something in these next couple ones, which I don't. Why even have this when they all say any setting? And I'm gonna show you. They always say any setting here.
I guess they want to emphasize the fact that it's any setting.
There's a reference here, though. It says the adventure takes place in the Myhrol jungle. In the world of Greyhawk, the adventure could take place in the Medio jungle. There you go. And the Forgotten Realms could take place occur in Schultz. So there you go. So is it Greyhawk? Well, at least they give you a recommendation on this one.
Yeah.
Dragon Hunters.
And do we have any settlements or anything?
Well, yes, we're gonna have some maps here.
Okay, cool.
Fort Ecor. So we can put this on.
Hang on a second. Maybe I need to.
I doubt that you've placed this.
I'm not sure. There's a lot of forts. So there's Sewer Fort, West Hook, Fort South Hook, Havicula.
Yeah, I don't think there's a Fort Ecor on here.
No, I don't think I have the Fort Ecor.
Just remember, it's not specific. It's a general.
Yeah.
But it's placed. So it's a recommendation.
Yeah. So I'll.
Yeah, Gary. Unfortunately. All right, so they got a map for Ecor, Prince Henry's handout map, and then the Wobbly Parrot. What a name for a place. That's awesome. I like that. That's really cool. The Dragon Hunt begins. Now I know there's maps heading out into there. So this kind of leads you to believe that it's on the it could fit almost anywhere. Like here, it could go, Anna. It could go.
We have a jungly coast, meaning we have thousands of miles of jungly coast.
It could go almost anywhere.
It's more like if we have any indication of how far away it is, so to speak, from civilization or from something else. Okay, then
it really doesn't say where.
Yeah,
Fort
so I guess I'll read it through and then I'll
there's a
come up with
possibility
something
for you to place this.
Yeah. Great. So I put it on the list here. So yeah.
So Sarah female centaur druid in here. Grand Temple, Lair of the Tyrannosaur. So an advanced T-Rex. Do we really want? That's the question. Do we want dinosaurs roaming about the immediate jungle, Anna?
No, I don't really. But to me, it's like I soften up a little bit if you just skipped calling them dinosaurs. Meaning,
Right.
if someone had like a dust lizard out in the
Yeah.
in somewhere, or they can have like a jungle lizard or something like that. They and just give it a not the dinosaur
exact
name and
dinosaur
stuff.
name,
So
yeah.
then I'm
Call it
fine
a
with it. So
ripper. Like
yeah,
a babbler. A babbler
exactly.
is and a bone snapper. They're
Yeah,
kind of
exactly.
they're
Yeah,
kind
you
of
can have
like
like a sand lizard in the bright
exactly,
desert,
yeah.
whatever, and stuff. So
I
so
agree.
it's more like I don't want those Latin names from
Right.
scientific names. I love science and I love dinosaurs and all that stuff, but I don't want those scientific names in my game, so to speak. I don't want to have a T-Rex or something, but I can have like a really scary lizard thingy or a dragon that can't fly or whatever you call it. So make a fantasy version of it, and I'm game. Yep.
Casey, you don't Gitana, you got to be careful. You don't want to call them draconians or anything that's Dragonlance like, right? You don't want that to happen.
That's the same bad as
Yeah.
being Latin dino based. Yep.
But you can see this has that Central American feel, so that's where it would go, right?
Yeah,
You know,
and that's good, Gary. That they were feathery and stuff too. So that that means that we can have interesting bird creatures that are actually so the dinosaurs of classic Monster Manual are not really how they look in real life. So back in the day, so we can have various murder birds. Yeah.
So this one, you know, talks about tiger-headed flesh golems, and you know, so as you can see, there's the giraffe centaur people. That's kind of cool. It's just done well, you know, and that's a really cool artwork. So I mean, you know, it's not hard to place this. There's so much room down there. So yeah. We're on 104.
Yep.
Okay? And we have Gary Julian information in here. Zebra. I'm sorry. My God, my brain's off. Gotta remember, I went through a really harrowing football game today, Casey. You gotta forgive me. So my brain is off. I work one day this week. I work tomorrow, and then I'm off the rest of the week. So it's like, yeah. I'm like, yeah, my brain is mush. Now this is the cover of the Shackled City book, hardback book.
Yeah.
That's the cover. Right, Anna, you have your hardback book.
Hang on a second.
That's
yeah,
the cover.
I have the, is that the cover?
Yes, it is. I'm almost positive.
Okay. Hang on a second here. Shackled City.
This is yep.
You're right. Yeah. I forgot that. It's that it doesn't fill the whole cover. It's yeah.
You're getting shiny reverb. You couldn't see it.
Oh, okay. Hang on a second.
Yeah, that's it. That's it. Yep.
And one of the few books that actually have the Dunyan logo at the bottom here. So that
book's
so
very
use
tough
that
to get
for a couple of
$150 now.
Yeah, I was glad to get it when it came out. And
big name writing this, Tito Luieri too. This is the Demon Scar Legacy. This is the 4th adventure in the series.
Yeah.
Okay.
And this is a beast of a book. It has 300 and
these adventures are
400 and 408 pages. So it's a beast, and some insert maps and stuff at the end. So this is over 400 pages.
I like those black and white uniforms today. By the way, did they pull that out or did they lose to Pittsburgh? I think they won, didn't they? So. Oh, Avon, good to see you. So guess what? That's Stuart, right, Stuart? We just passed number 103 with your article, but we got another one coming up, I think. So yeah, good to see you on, Stuart.
Hello. Yeah.
We already did 103 with the denizens of the Bright Desert. We just skipped that. So. Yeah, well, that's huge. I went. Actually, it was the first time in like 8 years I went to Cowboys to win a game. All right, so this is the Demon Scar Legacy, and that is all right. So that book is the Shackled City book. There is none of them on eBay that's in good condition for under $125 to $150. It is
this one?
Super rare. Oh yeah.
And this one is in mint condition. It's barely been
super
opened.
Rare. Book, Shackled City. If you get it
this one.
Yeah, if you see it for under $100 and it's not like got highlighter written through it and all beat up, that's a steal.
This one is in near mint condition, I would say that it is. Yep.
Gary Holding something to do. That's awesome. Well, it's good to see you, Stuart.
Yep.
We gotta have you 3 of you back soon. All right, so this is the Demon Scar Legacy Part 4. And in Part 3 we saw there was an Umber Hulk attack. Here's Cauldron once again. The city of Cauldron. Oh, and so for those of you who weren't on 2 weeks ago, it's right here.
Yeah. Yeah. There you go. There's Cauldron.
All right. So there's Cauldron and there's Sasserine. This is where it's placed. Okay. That's awesome. All righty. Well, Stuart, I'm glad to see if you're hanging out with us tonight. Now, look, instead of we always start with something happening in Cauldron. Last time it was a Umber Hulk attack. This time it's a riot. So, now once again, I wish someone had run these and given me a synopsis, because I never even knew about them. Because once again, you go through these dungeon books and you're not part of the Living Greyhawk community. You're like, this isn't Greyhawk. I would, back then wouldn't know. Worst town placement ever. Yeah, it's pretty bad. Because what is it, 110 to 120 degrees there every day? I mean, it's got to be freaking hot where it is. So, hey, Tim. That's a cool picture, though.
Yeah.
Oh, in the volcano. Well, why not? You saw the postman. They put a town. Basically in the sides of in the side of Hoover Dam. So is it the worst town placement ever? I'm not sure.
Yeah. Well, there are some there's a lot of places in the real world that are kind of placed in volcanoes, not in active ones, but in geologically speaking recent time volcanoes. So yeah.
Tyget Mispas, a 120-year-old halfling. That's a nice place to retire to. So there's some handouts from him. Oh, that's a nice picture.
Yep. There's I love his doggo.
Stuck dull strand in a dormant volcano as well. Okay. Yeah, Naples. Naples got a lot of places to sink. Village of Red Gorge. Is that on your map? Yeah, it is. Red Gorge is there.
Yep.
Awesome. Now here's the Demon Scar, what we're talking about. It's right there.
Yep.
Nice. All right. That's funny. The Dullstranders did it to themselves. That's funny. All right.
Yep.
And look, Anna followed that map pretty well with all that.
Yeah, I tried to. Yep.
Yeah, very cool.
It's almost like they followed my colors, but I can't say I actually followed their colors. So yeah.
Carrie's all excited, like, what did I do? What did I do in this one? He's like, I don't remember anything. His name's at the bottom of the dungeon. He's like, I have no idea what I did. Vaprax's voice
was something you sent in years earlier that published.
Oh, it's actually pretty cool. We're going to get to it. It's in the polyhedron section. So,
cool. Yep.
Yeah. More stuff. Like I said, you get your money's worth. This is the 4th adventure. Look at how long these are. All these Cauldron Shackled Cities adventures are super long, which is really cool. Chapter 4 through the Spectrum.
But yeah, they really put in a lot of effort into these Dungeons and Dragons. This era was a golden era of both Dragon and Dungeon magazines.
Absolute great detail in this adventure.
Lots of cool illustrations. Look, when we get to, what is it, page 82, that map is fantastic.
Yep, right here.
Yeah, that one.
Yep, that is very detailed and nice.
It's Rob Lesseretti again.
Yeah, that's a map. That's a map of mystery. So. Joe Micah, I would have bought that one. You got to read it. It's all through highlighters and notes written all over on the inside of it. That's why I didn't buy that one for $97. Yeah, it was listed for $130 about 2 weeks ago, and they lowered it. I'm still not buying it for $97. I don't have this in hard copy, but yeah, glad you found that one. Yeah, Paizo Hawk is just getting started too. There, Stuart. All right, you ready? Here comes Gary's Works. Dun 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 dun.
Yep.
Dun 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 dun. Here it comes.
And a little rust monster.
Here it
and
comes.
Yep.
I don't remember when, but it is.
RPGA update.
Nope, not yet. Not yet. Not yet. It's coming. I promise. I'm not lying. Who coloring? Yeah. Maybe you put a little mini coloring book feature in there. Coloring book of critters. We're still not there yet. We're almost there, Gary. I promise. Oh, maybe I lied. They got some stuff from Forgotten Realms in here. Gary, you wrote Forgotten Realms stuff? I'm just kidding.
Going spectacular.
Oh, here we are. Paladins of Greyhawk. Now do you remember, Gary? Paladins of Greyhawk by Gary Julian. I want to see what the response is. So, darling, the 4 adventures from the Shackled City are the first real true. Now, there's other adventure paths in here. The Mirror of Dead Men was done in here, but this one, the Shackled City. Hold on the book one more time, Anna. The Shackled City book, Anna. Hold it up, please, one more time.
Yep.
That's the first adventure path.
Yep.
That book. So the first 4 adventures are in here right now. I'm assuming the rest are going to be in here too. Yep.
Yeah, and that's the back side of it. It's a beast. Over 400 pages. So it's
Yeah. So there you go. This is Gary's Paladins of Greyhawk is in Dungeon 104. So we got
think the other ones didn't make it a hardback. That was the only hardback they made another one.
No, they didn't. They didn't. No.
They made one other hardback, but I forgot what it was. It's a gray
Expedition of Ruins of Greyhawk.
Okay, that might
Age
be.
of Worms. Age of Worms wasn't hardbacked, nor was Savage Tide.
Exactly. Yeah. So they made during the Paizo era, they made 2 Dungeon or Dragon and Dungeon hardbacks. So yeah.
So this was in a slush pile for years, and they just used this as filler. Gary, what you're saying is it's just filler. That's cool. All right, but so you have Alec Barr, and you're going to talk about each individual these different types of paladins now, deity based, which is cool. Okay, Azarok, Eternal Village until the sleeper awakes. Allies. I like how you put allies and enemies. What did you have the allies for here? Gods of the Paynims. Nice. Okay. Was the thing I decided to break it into? Not sure. I don't know. I don't think so. Invoke the cup and the talisman. So you got a lot of Backluna stuff here. So I guess Rich is not going to approve of this. Heronius, you got in here. Followers of Merlin are allies. Stern Alia, followers of Rel. Enemies are Hexternias. So you got specific Heronius Paladin. That's what you expect. And thank you. They still have a battle axe and not a stupid sword, Gary. I really appreciate that. I hate that. Oh, he's got a sword in his hand, a battle axe on his back. I guess, well, it was half and half. Here's Hextor. So you're making, and I guess more blackguardish, right? Is that what it was in 3rd edition? Yeah. Hextor's Rage. That's cool. Cool ability. And there's some good background here. Talking about, darkest, most secretive society, Hextorian Blackguards, right, is an order of knights called the Lords of Sorrow, which traces its history back to the period before the Iridian people migrated into the Flannis. Fists of Discord are most numerous in the lands of the Old Great Kingdom. Now, if you go into the sword book, right, Sword and Fist book, which is 3rd edition, they talk about Fists of Hextor in that book. And that's the beige covered book, right? So I know the Fist of Hextor in there. Yep. Oh, look, even Foltus has one. Yeah, Lords of Sorrow is cool. Like I said, this is all from Gary's mind here. So, and you got Fultian Paladins, allies none. I love that. That's just perfect. Hey, Vamp. So they call Knight Templars of the Theocracy of the Pale enjoyed the greatest infamy of Foltus Paladins. They mix nationalistic fervor with their conviction of the perfection of the one true way. Unfortunately for the Flannis, most Fulton Paladins follow the Templars' steadfast example. So there you go. And this is the era where you're running out. You're not just lawful good with paladins. Yeah. So all right. So this is what it is, darling. So if you were playing, it depends what edition. You can. It's not a prestige class in third edition, but it's a direction you can take with your paladin. Like, say you ran a paladin in my game, I would look through some of this stuff, and these would be some of the traits, and then you may get the special ability of Blinding Wrath, because you can always, no matter what edition you're playing, you can take existing published source content and customize it into a playable, something playable. I'm going to give you an example, because Stuart's on. All right, this is just from Thursday night. Here's my classes and races book, right? I'll give you an example. You take something that was written for a different edition. I have my Knight class. Here's the Champions of Vengeance article, Knights of the Chase, all right? Creighton Broadhurst and the crew. I took this, we made, and Bill read the article, really liked it, said, can we back convert this to a Knight class? And that's a Tritherian Knight. So we took it and we made it into a playable class. You can do the same thing with these, no matter what edition you're playing. Yeah. So there you go. Well, in my game, you can play a Priest of Hexter if it's a lawful neutral version. So the same thing could happen, a Lady of Sorrow. Yep, but they'd have to be, it would have to fit in the right adventuring group too. Because if you mix lawful goods and pure evils together, you're gonna have a bad night. And then you do have a Tritherian too, Gary. You have a Tritherian Avenger. While not true paladins, holy liberators. And it says sea, sword, and fists. There you go. Dedicated Tritherian are sworn to single proposition to complete and uncompromised freedom of the individual from any kind of oppression. Okay, that's cool.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Yeah, you can do so. There's classes you can make that aren't paladins. Like Blackguards are not paladins, right? But they're not anti-paladins either. So yeah, awesome. So neat stuff. And they have some special abilities, which is cool. That that you can utilize. Yep. And look here, it says most holy liberators dedicated to Tritherian align themselves with one of three associated organizations: the Friends of the Falcon, the Harusians Avenge Wrongs, and the Brothers of Kalrock. So, and the Sons of Nemond, because there's Nemond's hounds in the Knights of the Chase as well. So that's cool. Hey, Taryn. Very cool. So, Gary, bringing back any memories there? So you're saying this was just extras? Yeah. So, Stuart, great point. So, and you would think, Stuart, that this is one of the reasons we're doing these, right? Someone, maybe it's William Henry Dvorak, or maybe, because it puts him in this 5th edition Paladins he's done, or is, and takes these and utilizes them, or maybe we spice up our Paladins in my game a little bit by utilizing a couple of these. There's things you can do, right? And that's it. Wow, Eric knew about this stuff 8 years before it was published. So Eric's like, I know where there's tidbits of information I can utilize.
Yeah.
So that's good. And look, we're talking about the Living Girl campaign. The director right now is SRM right now on this. And here's Bowman and David Christ is contributing. So right on the end of that, at the end of 104. So what's WHD? Vamoko, I'm sorry. I don't, my brain is off. Because I have specialty priests at Greyhawk, so
Yeah, I'm not sure.
Oh, William, he just started 5th edition Grail Clerics. Yeah, okay.
Well, okay.
Okay, yeah.
Gotcha.
Yeah, Bill, Will. So Glaives of I was reading an article. It was printed because Eric was stuck for an article and it was right length. Well, see, Eric was a businessman, right? He realized I got a deadline. I know where there's something. So cool. All right, so that is 104. It's just going to get better, everyone. Let's go to 105. And look, we're an hour in already. Trust me, these last two are going to take some time. Look what's on the cover of 105. Oh, no. Yes.
Yep. That is
Here
the
it
coolest
comes. Yes, Will.
coolest picture of oh, I'm going to steal that one. I forgot about this one. Now
we know
remember.
we know
Yep.
something is going to be in here.
Mm-hmm.
We're going to
Duke.
There's going to be a bunch in the next two dungeons of critical threats, and a lot of them are Greyhawk, which is cool. So, let's see. Also, I believe this is the one. It's either this one now. Wait a minute. I think one of these I was going to say, do you think this is Greyhawk or not? It was one of these two. All right, so this is 105. Another cool cover.
Yep. Mm-hmm.
Racing the Snake. All right, by John Simcoe. Although this adventure is set in Greyhawk, it can be adapted for any campaign. We have a Greyhawk adventure here. Okay, really cool. I think this one is up in near High Folk. Let me just double check that. Yep. Alana Scar. Anna, did you put Alana Scar in?
Yep.
Okay, let's go up there.
I think it should be there. I think it's in there. Hold on a second here.
It should be right in this area here.
Where do you say?
It should be right here off of. All right, let's just take a look. Alana Scar.
Yep, it's there. Go south a bit.
Oh, it's down this far. Okay, there it is. Yep. All right, awesome.
Go.
It's right outside High Folk. Okay, cool.
Yep.
All right, so this is where this adventure is going to be. All right. And this is, if you look on the bigger map, north of Valuna, Furundi, west of the Vespy Forest, right outside High Folk. And look, Tharsden and Shokanth, here's Shokanth and Tharsden are not far away. So those adventures are right here. All right. Okay. Oops. I'm going to do it this way just to make sure I don't. All right. Racing the Snake. So here's the map. And it's placed Alana Scar. It's a little north on this one, but I think it works better where you put it, right? Because you can't really tell on this thing.
Well, I have to exactly. I had to adjust it to the terrain and where it fit through the mountains. But actually, when I did the mountains, I had that in mind, so to speak. So it was on
blow
my.
It up so you can see. All right. So there's the. All right. So you got Backlunish here causing trouble. That's a cool picture. Avenue Whispers. Is this in High Folk to start? Where's it start? Polvar. Start chapter 1. Trouble in Polvar. Where the heck's Polvar? Oh my gosh, it's over here.
Yep.
There's Polvar. All right. So Polvar's in Ket. So it starts in Ket.
Yep.
Oh, cool. All right. So we have this. Who knows? Perhaps. Yeah. So we start in Ket on this one. So we are starting in Backlunish lands. That must be Galena. I have Bill's got the Galena, but it's got two ends in it. Personalities of Polvar. Cool. And then here's Alana Scar. The journey to Alana Scar split into 3 stages. All right. Anyone out there run this? Let me know if you've run this. Hey. Always cool to see these. Now, the next one, the really infamous one's in 106, and I bet you, I'm going to say 25% of people on may have done the very last one we're going to discuss. Oh, Juan T's. Looks like Juan T to me. She's doing it lefty. She's doing a liar or lefty. Is that, yep. Kobold sorcerers, kobolds. So we're looking at Dragonkin kobolds at this point is my guess. That's cool. That's a cool thing with the elevator and all. This reminds me of For Your Eyes Only. Remember? in the Green
Or the
Land.
Bond movie?
Yeah, they had the basket in the bottom to get all the way up the
Oh yeah, that
yeah, in the grease.
hideout in Greece.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that's what that reminds me of. Yeah.
Yep.
All right. Cool. Sturges. Yummy. The artwork's very vivid, which is really cool. It's vivid artwork, right? It really, you know exactly what it is, which is great. Meal on the fly. There's an area, the trap area. All right, keep on going here. We're still traveling the scar. There's a paladin's tomb here. Oh, cool. I have not. The Return to Showcant from Dragon Plus. Who wrote it? Dale, do you know? I don't know if we'll get there. What is that? Holy, ugh. What is that? That's a weird looking creature. I don't even know what that is. Okay. I have not run anything out of Dragon Plus or even looked at a Dragon Plus deal. You know how I am. I'm, maybe it's an ethereal filter. Baboon territory. Are there lossels here? Make it even better. Nope, just baboons. Well, that's neat. The Druid's hut up in the air. That's cool. This kind of a trek. This is a outdoor encounter trek across the scar. Here's an underground setting, and you're probably doing some side treks and side quests as you're going on your main quest, which is cool. So, yeah, it's a neat little artwork is great, and I ever thought about how intimidating a little. Sturges are, because they attack as 4-hit die monsters, and they only have like 9 hit points, but they drain so much blood. They kill, low level things. They're really nasty, really nasty. Smuggler's Cove. So we got like all these side treks running through this entire area. This is the 15th encounter along the entire length. So this is going to take a while to do. Malus discovers his ruse evolving. The disguise Felicia too early notifies. All right, and there it is. That's a cool picture too. Look at that, showing it from above, Anna. The scar.
Yep.
That's neat. Did this exist earlier when you made it?
No,
or
I don't think so.
Okay.
I made the terrain with this in mind, so to speak. So, but I think it looks a little bit too dull in the.
Okay.
Yeah. So I made it way more impressive, but that's usually the thing with
what levels is 4 again?
Most of these
6 to 10. So this is a decent, group here, which is cool. So I mean, another one that you could definitely run it here and have no problem, modifying it or changing the levels on it. But that's an area of the map that I have. For example, for me, Polvar's a little far out, but I have a whole group up here in the Vestry. And traveling through Fiorendi a lot, so I could even run that. This is High Folk's a really neat area.
Oh yeah,
it is. It just it doesn't get as much love as it should.
Yep.
So
I'm going to set a future campaign with an Elven campaign. Oh, definitely an Elven campaign. Yep.
I know Tony Winslow Brill was part of the High Folk Living Greyhawk group. So, all right, that's cool. Let's see what we got next here. Zogwin?
The stink. Yeah.
Lokatha, they're Lokatha. All right, so here's my question. Is this Greyhawk? This is the one I think. Is this Greyhawk or not? I was talking about the deep mother. I thought I saw a reference to some Greyhawk deities in this. Oh, and Cabulus. There it is.
Oh, okay.
And Cabulus is in this. So the question is this Greyhawk or just are they using the Greyhawk deities in a general adventure? So, hey, Nagoya. All right, so Nagoya, where'd you place this? It sounds like you're familiar. Yep. Where would you place this? Is what I'm asking you. If you know, where would you do this? Would you do this in Woolly Bay? Would you do it in, so. Okay. Thank you. So another one that says you can place
Yep.
the city of Suncliffe, any coastal region. Feel free to change the name, but it is generally it is an any setting adventure, where you could, yeah, something in the stink has been causing trouble for Suncliffe. What the heck? There's a place, a section of town they call the stink. That's funny. Cool. Well, all right. So here it is. The district, simply known as the Stink to locals, has slowly been breeding terrible and unique diseases and pestilence deep inside of it. Diseases potent enough for Encabulus to smell all the way from his festering realm in the outer plains. Ugh. So, we don't know what Stranger Things is going to do next year. I mean, if we're going to do Vecna, where do you go from there? A lot of people think it's going to be Loth with all the spiders. That was the surmising with the spiders running through there. That's Loth. So, yep. My suggestion is for this. Wandering got me good. Wandering, if they made Vampire Thrommel that, I don't know. We would know that it was someone had it out for me. Yeah, see, even Stuart's getting in on it. All right, so there's something called the Blessings of Encabulus here. The city, Anna, has size 24,500. This is not small, right?
Yeah.
24.5 is like, that's bigger than Safeton, isn't it?
I think so.
Yeah, I think it's way bigger than Safeton.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
I think it's way bigger than any of these on the. So really, it is. I don't know if I'd put it in the Woolly Bay, even though it makes sense.
No, that's kind of, it will overtake everything. So yeah.
How about
being in high port? Hard to be in high port should be the big ones there, so to speak, and then Safeton. But yeah.
Maybe out in this area, maybe in Relmore Bay somewhere. There's a lot of open space. Maybe in Alyssa. I don't know. So that's the thing. It's such a big city that placing it's going to affect any of the other areas. So, but we're seeing Nagoya is going to, and Nagoya, is the big on a lot of stuff for. I got my brain shut off. Blackmore, right? Okay, let's continue. Brain boil. Ugh. So, yeah, this is an adventure generically paced that has a Encabulus base to it, and you'd have to figure out where you'd want to put it, because it is a large city.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, too much football.
So interesting. So we have a Greyhawk connected adventure in a place that we don't really know where to.
Right.
Yeah.
My suggestion is, if it would work, to change it from to change the town itself and just change it to one of the existing towns in Greyhawk. That's what I would do. I wouldn't add this town.
Yeah, and we also have to realize that third edition boosted population numbers. So yeah. I boosted them accordingly in my campaign. But if you have the earlier numbers, you have to make this smaller, so to speak.
Skitterpox. You got all sorts of great diseases in here.
Yeah, it's a great one for diseases. Yeah.
What is that? Ooze fall? That's got to be some kind of ooze bath. Ew. Yeah. So they got some really great, disgusting things in here.
Oh yeah, yep.
By 500%. Well, Casey, they had to. They killed everyone. If you had no population, you killed everyone. Then you have even less population. So if you had to up it before you could kill them. Just trying to get on. Yes.
It was like post-war population boom, like in the real world after World War II. You had a huge population boom. So yeah.
Or after 530 or 1340 or whatever. After
after big catastrophes, you usually have population booms. Yeah.
Green
might be the same in Greyhawk. Yeah.
Green blight. There's all sorts of great diseases.
Oh yeah, there some of the best diseases and stuff are in there. So yep.
It's gross stuff all throughout this.
Yep.
All right, so we're gonna say that gibbering gouts. That's gotta be gibbering mouthers right there. All right, so that's what that is.
Yeah.
You get them from gibbering mouthers. Oh, look, you've got eyes growing. Oh, that's gross.
Yep.
Yeah. It runs down the party. You really need some paladins in this.
Hmm.
All right, and here's a shrine to Encabulus. I'm going to be even as brazen. Yeah. Thank you. Yeah, this is my 5th straight stream in 5 days. So, like I said, if you weren't on earlier, I wanted to say thank you. It was like 14th in total viewer hours watched of all D&D streams in the world this last 2 weeks. I wanted to say thanks. It's all because of the audience.
Yep.
I would be as brazen to say that I could fit this into Harby, and just say the bonded barrel ghetto area of Harby.
Yeah.
I could put this in there, and I could make this work in Harby. And in fact, that's what
Well,
I think I would do. What was that?
Well, I would say Highport.
Highport too. Yeah, Highport too.
It's like an evil cesspool of stuff. So I could definitely see it in Highport. Blue is another one you can put it in.
Right, but why would good adventurers be there? They wouldn't even care. They wouldn't go there to remedy that. You know,
that's true, but it might be they see it as a kind of a public health mission.
Yeah. I could make this work in Harby, and it's in fact I'm thinking.
Yeah,
I'm thinking
put it in Cantona,
that.
but on the other hand, it seems like it's supposed to be a fully functioning city. So then, yeah, that's true.
I'm putting down in my notes stink Harby. I bet you I can make it work. Thank you, Justinius. That's awesome, Will. Perfect timing. Okay. The Blessed of Encabulus. Fiendish Locathas. Now we're talking in Anna's terms. Fiendish stuff. Wormworts. Oh.
Yep. This is a great issue for that. It's awesome. Whether you run the adventure or not, I've taken these diseases.
You're going to take them and put them in the IU stuff.
Oh yeah. I've taken a lot of inspiration from this. So I'm not going to steal them for IUs directly. He doesn't work that way in some way, but I've taken them for future reference, so to speak. So yeah.
And this must be the Blessed Mother evil Lakatha with all their diseased zombies and stuff. So
yeah,
that's just pre-Age of Worms. Age of Worms doesn't exist yet.
No, but it's
new
good.
Age of Worms yet. All right, so this is a question mark on whether it can be placed in Greyhawk.
Yeah, and also I would suggest this is an adventure where you take the idea of the cult and the diseases and all that, and then you work that into an area you want when you think it's appropriate, so to speak. Skip that city and take the adventure idea and a lot of the mechanics and stuff from it, and then put it in where you want it. I think that's definitely, but that's what I do with every adventure, but I think it's even more appropriate in this one. Oh, here we have Warduke. Oh,
this is
awesome.
By Eric Mona, and that's Wayne Reynolds' artwork. All right, so this talks about Warduke, and Warduke is in Greyhawk, from the cartoon.
Yes.
100 years ago, the demigods Ayus vanished from the Northern Lands, prison beneath Castle Greyhawk. A group of 13 Blackheart adventurers captured Ayus' summer capital of Molag and created the Horn Society, a nation based on the adoration of foul beings. It says so. Name will hire leader fell that evasion. So there you go. So the unnameable hierarch managed to rebuild his organization so quickly due to the influence of a ruthless fighter named Warduke, a mysterious and relentless killer who emerged from nowhere after the Greyhawk Wars. So, yep, pure Mona Hawk, absolutely. But it's in published source now, right, Gary? So it's like it's published source canon. It's in Dungeon. It's perfect.
Yep.
So yeah, it's Eric making up stuff.
Yeah,
I
ran with this. I love it. I've added details and to put it in and timed it into my campaign and stuff. So he was born in Molag as the name of Olvain back in -900s, and then he was
So I got a Warduke figure from the gentleman from Alaska who I bought that huge dragon turtle because he can't sell it due to copyright. Bill, don't remind me next time I'm in my basement, everyone. Bill the Master Crafter painted Warduke. I have a Warduke miniature done, and it looks cool. And I forgot to bring it up here tonight.
Oh,
so,
that's
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
Yep. Well, that was smart because you grab something and then what are they going to do? Are they going to undo it? Well, maybe nowadays they will, but I'm saying they're not going to undo it at that point. So it says here, works in, including Greyhawk's company, the Sundered Shield, and so this is people he destroyed. The Ramshorn Alliance of Shendel. So people, things they just made up names from Eric, but who cares? They sound cool.
Oh yeah, and he became eventually a hierarch of the Horn Society.
Yeah.
So, and in my campaign, he still is.
And he's 18th level in here.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So he's really cool, and he was a promising warrior in the -900s, and he joined the Order of the Storm. That's a living Greyhawk stuff
cool.
that I added in that I think is kind of cool. And he was part of fighting Dragotha back in the 900s. That's when he got promoted and became really promising and fought, and then so he.
Thanks, Alex. I'll take a look at that. So Death Knight of Rel, that works too. Dale.
I was going to say, Dale, damn, you going into. I didn't want to tell that part, but we have to realize the guy is like 1,500 years old. He's past the mortal realm a long time ago. So I'm not going to spare any details or spoil too many details. But Asher, I think you and me, we think very alike, so to speak. So
And it says here, Wardook's helm is a major artifact. Now if you kill him, he's got a word of recall on his helm. So he's gonna even not automatically will go off upon his death, or he can use it whenever he wants.
If you put on that helm, he would love it.
Yeah. Bestows 2 negative energy levels on any non-evil creature that puts it on. If lawful good puts it on, that faceplate vanishes and long spikes begin to grow from the inner surface of the helm, doing 2d6 points of damage per round to the victim. Nice, Eric. You're very, very devious there. All right, so that is the bottom of this. So that's the last of this one.
This is, thank you, Eric, because this is, to me, dynamite. This is so cool because it's Greyhawk world building and storytelling and all that in one.
Is Wardook Iridian or Flan?
I have him as Flan. Back in the day. He's old enough to be Flan, but that is because my Horn Society and the hierarchs are Flan. That's because I made them. They are Flan Horned One organization and all that. So he's part of that era of pre-migration Flan leaders, so to speak, and warriors back in that. But that's up to you in your campaign. If you want to make the Horn Society devil worshipping Iridians, then that could work too. Yeah.
So very cool by Eric. All right.
Yep.
Look at that. We're at 8. I timed these out pretty well, Anna. We're like,
we're at 8:30. Exactly. I was going to say, how the heck do you sit here with a time? You have like a little stopwatch. You have like 8 minutes per issue, or
I just kind of know how, depending on how much content's in each.
Oh yeah, that's.
And I get to a point. I'm like, that's about as far as we're going to get this time. All right. So notice the dungeon covers changed in look now, and we're January 2004.
Yeah, they made a slight update, which I think is kind of cool. I like the
Okay, we're going to see an adventure, and once I say it, I want to know how many of you ran this, and I bet you it's a lot, and you'll understand why in a second. Tamaro's Fate.
Oh. And it has zombies everywhere. Is there?
This is a zombie article.
Yep.
Yes, Casey. It's one of the adventures they pilfered and put in Ghost of Salt Marsh. Thank you very much, Casey. Yes.
Yep.
So for me, because I ran it at number 487, well before it had anything to do with the Salt Marsh campaign. Okay, because it's in Nyrond. This adventure takes place in Nyrond. Okay. Yep. I guarantee you, if you ran Ghosts of Salt Marsh and you finished it, you've run this adventure, Tamaro's Fate. Okay. And it's by big name. Good job. And here it says Good Times in Cauldron. So people were talking about that. And, all right. Here's great artwork for it.
Yep.
Okay. Tamaro's Fate by Greg Vaughn. Done a ton of stuff. In fact, Greg liked my post today off
Oh.
Facebook, and I don't even think I don't know if I'm friends with him or not, but it was good to see. I'm going to reach out to him and say,
Yeah,
do you want to come on a show? Yeah.
Oh yeah, he's
So
great. I
you ran
met him at
salvage
a
operation
PaisaCon.
there too, Lando. Yeah, there's a whole bunch of them in there that are connected that were pulled out of here. And yes, Gary, I'm going to try. Definitely. I haven't had them on yet. So it says it's for 4 or 6 level characters. I don't have any idea what it is in Ghost of Saltmarsh. And like I said, I'm going to stop bashing it, but we're going to talk about here. It's on a small island off the coast of Niron and Relmore Bay. Okay, so let's go there.
Firewatch Island and
Yep.
stuff. It's on the map. Should be. Yeah. At least it's on the newest map. And
It's
no, go down south a bit. Yep, zoom in, not out. In. There you go. There you go. And then,
that's Monkey Island.
Yeah, and then go west on the coast there. Zoom in. Go even more
there
west.
it is. Oh my
yep.
gosh, it's small.
It's
wow.
tiny.
There it is.
It is tiny. Yeah.
Okay.
But it's there.
Wow. Looks like the Jersey Shore. You got a huge sand barrier.
Yeah,
island
yeah.
here.
It's a couple of little cliffs with a lot of sandbanks and stuff surrounding it. So yeah.
Gary, I'll definitely reach out to him after this because I don't have any big guests except maybe Ed coming back, but we'll have some more. And if I hope you all were super duper impressed about Friday night. That was just unbelievable. That discussion.
That was fun.
Really unbelievable that we got to experience that, and we're the first that has ever gotten to experience that stuff. So it was, yeah. All right, so here it is by Greg Vaughn. So a week after Firewatch Island's miraculous salvation, they're just talking about the servants of the Scarlet Sign. So it's got to be Scarlet Brotherhood people, right? It's just talking about the background, and Ayuz is mentioned in here. So there's a lot of stuff going on in this adventure. And the Tamaro is a ship, and and there's the map that Anna got her reference off of. So it's placed exactly where it should be. So take to our luck. Yep. Like I said, I'm planning to have Ed and Anna and the whole 2 Drink Minimum crew. We got one step further, and that I'll talk about it at the end. We got one step further to that becoming reality at GaryCon. So, all right. Then you got some adventure hooks here. Like I said, I ran this one. I liked it a lot, and when I saw it, and I recognized it immediately when I said they put it in the Ghost of Saltmarsh book. Harpies. Lots of undead. There's Firewatch Island. I like that. I like the look of that with the sun setting on that map. Now here's Firewatch Island. Very small. I'm assuming that island, you put that island there, right? It didn't exist. Yeah.
Yep.
Which you can do, everyone. I've created islands outside Harby in the
day, so
that's
the power I have. I can geography. I'm queen of geography here.
See you, Will, and thanks, man.
Yeah, I can add islands and whatnot.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Here's the Hermitage at Firewatch Island.
And it's only like a mile or barely half a mile across. So it should not really, technically, should not even be visible on my map. But just because people are looking for it, I added it, so to speak. So yeah.
That's cool. Sea hags. So you got a lot of, yeah. Beware the sea and its scarlet harbinger. That doesn't sound good. A Chul. Now, I have 2 Chul figures, a big green, I am playing this, and I go, what the F is a Chul? Because once again, we're playing one each. I'd never heard of a Chul before.
Chul, yeah.
I had to look it up.
I think it's 3rd edition they came out. I think it's a 3rd edition monster. Yeah.
I did not know what a Chul was, so I got educated. So under the water.
But they're kind of cool monsters, so if I remember correctly.
Yeah, they're nasty.
Yeah.
So I've used them now. I've used them now in my game.
Yeah.
More on the Hermitage and
I must say that a lot of good illustrations, great looking maps. Yep.
Yeah, I'd say so. They're Lovecraft inspired.
Good handouts too in these.
Yeah, it's a good adventure, and I can see why they picked this for Ghost of Saltmarsh too. lobster monsters, but they're huge. They're like lobster abominations. I think they're more demonic. They're mixed.
Yeah, I think they're a type
Yeah.
of demon, if I remember correctly. Yeah.
And here's that's a cool picture with everything with the sunset. It's a neat picture too.
And on the that's a neat one. And on page, I'm going ahead of things.
It's okay.
Here, so yeah.
Yeah, and here you got your zombified characters.
Mm-hmm.
That have the pot. They're not yet. They're getting close. If I recall, they're getting close to. They're alive still, but they got the disease, right?
Yeah, I don't remember the adventure in detail. I read it through, but there's an illustration coming up a little bit further down that I think is super cool. Yep.
Here's Procan, symbols of Procan.
Troy will love the illustration coming up on page 44.
Okay. And drow ones appear. So we got the drow ones with classes again. If you recall, that both he uses and James Jacobs uses in Age of Worms, and which I just recently did. Where the hell did I put it? In Adventure 956, The Point, which is the place we created on the eastern side, southeast of Harby in the water. If you remember that, Anna. Yeah. So. I used that from these adventures when they gave drow ones beyond. Drow ones in the Greyhawk Adventures book are just going to be clerics in the role. They added other classes. They added monk, fighter, rogue, and assassin as classes, and here they are added in this adventure. And that's why this adventure, I liked it so much. It's like, oh, cool, more drow one types, because drow ones are one of my favorite Greyhawk monsters. So. Yep.
I think we have the first albatross or something. It looks a bit like a stormbird or albatross.
Virgil.
Yeah, he's named Virgil. Maybe that was when they had a Disney an animated movie with the albatross, but that was something. But it's one of the few birds like that we have in.
And Greyhawk.
Yep.
And here's the Dagon's Maw as the ship, and
there's another good map.
Yeah, I like how it right into the.
Oh yeah, it's great.
Straight down. Yep. And so you're gonna fight. And here's the ghost of Sergal Tamaro.
Wasn't the illustration in you? It wasn't in yours. No.
What's
that? It was not in yours.
What illustration?
There's exactly. I have an illustration in my PDF.
Page 44.
Yep.
I don't have a page 44 in here. Look at that.
See, there you go. Yep, there you go. Yeah, there's an awesome illustration from underwater with the reefs and they're diving around. That looks really, really cool. So that's something for Troy.
If you have that in PDF, snippet and Discord it to Troy and Discord it to me too. Could you do that?
Yep.
Okay, cool.
I can definitely do that.
What's
Hang
this?
on a second.
No, that's not it, right? It's a different one. Right?
Yeah, it's a different one. But you will have it here in a couple of seconds.
Yeah.
You will have a screenshot here in a second here.
Oh, Virgil's a former familiar. There you go. And alive still. Didn't go down with the ship.
Yep. And
and look, here's the drow one creating a drow one archetype. So he's gone a direction beyond that. And James Jacobs, as I said, continued on with this in Age of Worms. So that was cool. Hey, Tara.
It's cool on the images on 47 and 48 are cool too. So yeah. Oh, sample drown one for 3rd edition.
Exactly,
that's awesome.
Exactly. But you can back convert that to 1E2E really easily.
Yeah.
Really.
But I like to have
5th.
Yeah, exactly. But I like to have monster stats from several editions when I do them for my own campaign, because that way I can kind of tweak and use inspiration from all of it. So I want to see how a monster evolved from every edition it's been in, so to speak. I think it's
all right. So that's Tamaro's Fate. It's in Ghost Assault March of Fear 5e. So the 5e drow ones were very, very weak compared to Greyhawk Adventures. I had to beef mine up. See, that drives me crazy because they're so hard because you can't turn them. They're not affected by fire. There's all sorts of things they're not affected by, which makes them so nasty. And that's why I use them in Harby all the time when the fog rolls in. Casey, that drives. Why would they weaken them in 5th edition? Don't get it. So
I like to have not only one version. I like to have weaker and stronger versions of a lot of
Sure,
the
you
monsters.
can
So,
scale
yeah.
them up and down. It's the case you did that in that. You know, you had to.
Like to have that and different varieties of them. It's like I like my 18 trolls or something like that. No, I think I have like 8-9 different trolls so far, and
That's
there's
good.
more
I have
coming. So
I have a
now
whole
I have
bunch.
the sand troll too. So
You
desert
got my
troll.
pox trolls coming too soon.
Yeah, exactly. So now
I
I
drive
want
Dale
to.
nuts.
Yeah,
Shit.
I want to put pox trolls in here too. So that's awesome. Yep.
All right, the next one is another critical threat challenge. That's Greyhawk. Dantalion. Okay.
Ooh.
Dantalion is a priest of Keldon, if I recall correctly. As a minor noble in the hold of Sea Princess Dantalion Vance, trained from early childhood in the ways of the blade. He sought martial perfection.
Kellenen.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Awesome.
Yeah. You didn't know about this, Casey? Yeah.
Yeah. That's cool.
So he learned from of the swords of answering 9 blades. One of and I have there's one of them in my game Backtalker that Lord Page has. So it looks like he has one of them as well. So it says, it talks about him. Oh, Scather. He has Scather in the possession of the black-hearted captain of the army Start. So he goes and gets that. So he has Scather, one of the 9, and he is all right. So he's 3rd editioned out. Cleric of Kellenen. Fight. He's kind of like Garn. There.
Yeah.
Except he's more powerful than Garn. Sorry, Casey.
Uh-oh. Now you're trolling Casey.
I am trolling Casey.
And there are nukes in here too. Yeah.
You do. But that's cool. So dual class, I'd make him a dual class human, and that would solve that problem. Or you can make him whatever you want, whatever edition. But a powerful, a true neutral character with a sword of answering. And if you don't know what a sword of answering does, in 1E, 2E, if you attack someone with a sword of answering, they got a bonus attack that automatically hit in addition to their regular attacks. So if they were 2 every 1, they still got a 3rd attack, and that attack automatically hit. Then they got their other 2 regular attacks. So it's pretty nasty. Nah, BB, you don't need stats for that. I could do that in a second. That's easy. That's easy to do. Yeah, that's a nasty character. So there you go. So Dantalion's roaming around one of them, and he's not a high-level Kellenen priest, but I would dual class him. I'd make him Kellenen priest first, fighter second, so it surpasses, or just make him 7th level priest of Kellenen, 8th, 9th priest of 8th, 9th fighter, and that solved the problem. Dual class. Yep. So there you go, and that's Dantalion. Here's a pirate. This is in 2 pieces, by the way. This is a nice pirate sea cave stronghold. That's pretty cool.
Yeah, I guess it was a full spread in the magazine. And we have a nuke or something.
Yeah, we still got another article coming in this too. We have another article coming. The Black Egg. This is generic.
Yeah, but
It's not Greyhawk, I don't think.
Sepidester. No, it doesn't.
Yeah, I don't think this is
mention
Greyhawk.
it. So yeah.
Yep. Right. Oh, this is the one where the meteorite falls.
Oh, okay. The Black Star. Yeah.
Blasts everything, and then a Rakshasa. Oh, we just did.
See, there you go. There you go. It's an adventure for you.
Yeah.
We
my
said,
favorite.
Yeah, we said the other night that we have to stat up a Rakshasa pup for you, or a little kitten. Meaning young ones. What are young Rakshasas like when they're kittens?
That's a good point, because it's
low level. Yeah, you have to start thinking about young Rakshasas or teenage Rakshasas or something.
Yeah, that's a good idea.
Yeah,
I love.
I made the warg pups for my adventures. So you can do the same thing with Rakshasas. You can make young ones.
By the way, I don't have it here. It's in my addendum monster book. But Scott Benny has the Rakshasa, and once again, sorry, he is passed this year. It sucks. Yeah. He made an article with other Rakshasas. So the character I had in that was not the 1E. Monster Manual Rakshasa. She was a Rakshasa Knight from Scott Benny's article.
Oh,
which was why she was even nastier, and you need +3 weapons to even damage her. Yeah. So, yep. So there you go. That's part of that adventure there. Yeah, that one is not. That one is generically placed, not Greyhawk, and this is
but
the black
again,
egg. I mean,
awesome.
maybe
Yeah,
they're spoofing the egg of Coot in this. I
yeah,
don't
but
know.
awesome illustration. The Cinder, I love him.
Yeah.
He looks fantastic. Yeah,
Really cool.
the black egg. Yeah,
But
this
we're
is
not done here.
the
This is
blood.
another Greyhawk critical threat.
Oh,
Volcag.
oh, he looks cool too. I love these illustrations. Are fantastic.
Another one. During the Greyhawk Wars, tribes of orcs, goblins, and other savage humans surged forth from Empire Villas in the hills of the Pomage. So let's see. Vesvine, when the war ended, they had to retreat, and let's see, strongholds from which they were still waging a guerrilla war. One such guerrilla warrior is Volcag, a devout orc worshiper of Nerol, who uses trickery to disguise himself as a clerk of Groomsh One Eye. Interesting. So,
so this is okay.
Yes.
Cool.
So basically, this is an orc Nerol priest disguising himself as a Groomsh priest. So what I would place this guy would be the Vespi, but it doesn't say specifically where he's retreated from, but maybe it does later on in this. But another really cool critical threat. Yeah, it was a great idea. We should revive it. Well, Gary, you're going to have a bunch of these in my Altamir box set for me specifically in there, but I would love to participate with characters outside of that area. That I have Harby critical threats. I have Shieldlanders. I could give you Randall White from the Shieldlands, a Knight of the Holy Shielding kind of gone wrong. So I would love to do that. It's a good idea. I do have a specialty priest of Kellen and at Garn, and I also have one from one of the four houses of 5 or 6 Selenian named houses. She's a priestess of Kellen, and there's a couple. We have some Kellen, and I love Kellen, and Kellen's a great deity. So there you go. This orc's 12th level. That's pretty nasty. So it says Volcag has made enemies amongst his own people. Both Ayaz and Tarashmak see Volcag as a threat to the morale of their troops. Okay, the Church of Grooms has branded him a heretic and actively seeks his death. So good and evil alike is after this guy. Pretty neat. It doesn't say who wrote this, though. Oh, by James Wilbur. Anyone know him? I don't know who that is.
Nope. I don't know.
Good job here.
Yep.
Got some good Greyhawk. We're still not done.
Yeah, we have Polyhedron still left. So
we have. Are you ready? We have now. This is the. You're gonna go. Oh, that's where this is. This is Anna, where Les mentioned something. And Rich, get ready. This is all Sewell coming. All Sewell. And look. All right, so this is Living Greyhawk updates. Okay, talking about adventures. Beasts of the Scarlet Brotherhood.
Yes.
Living Greyhawk. Here is the halfling hound Yashir that Les was talking about, and we all couldn't remember where it was. So here it is. Yep, we got it. We got our Yashir here, the halfling hound. They're large hounds bred centuries ago by the princes of the Sewell Imperium for the express purpose of hunting, tracking, and killing halflings. Oh, by the way, and thank you, Stuart. Are you on still, Stuart? This is Paul Luby and Stuart Carrigan. There you go. So I saw Stuart on recently. May have had to go because it's so late there, but Stuart was on. But yes, so we got to his article. Yep. Aren't they awesome, Mystical? I mean, this is gold. All the stuff we've gone through tonight, gold. Just to bring these in, I am thinking about. I shouldn't give this away, but I'm thinking about somehow a bunch of these got throwing these in some of my Norwell gaming, and a bunch of these got loose somehow and are just terrorizing the lands around Norwell and Safeton just to use them because I want to get them used.
Yeah.
All right, so yeah. Here's some other ones. Majchicine, they are tunnel hunters, especially bred through the foul sorcery of the Scarlet Brotherhood to fight the subterranean cavern networks of dwarves and gnomes.
Yeah.
Oh, that's awesome.
Dream Stealer.
Dream Stealer.
Yeah.
Look at that thing.
And they have a Dreamstealer spawn. This is sounds really nasty. And the
Dreamstealers are undead
Overseer.
spirits of unknown origin capable of feeding on the minds of sentient beings, driving them insane.
Yeah.
Nice.
This is really cool.
Yeah. And this is going to end up, of course, this will be it. This is going to finish us up for the night. As you can see, look at that. Look at the time, Anna. Isn't that awesome?
Perfect timing.
Yep. So Overseer, here's a sample of Dreamstealer spawn. So have at it with these articles. So in synopsis, 103 is Denizens of the Bright Desert. 104 is Gary's Paladins one, and 106 is Brother Beast of the Scarlet Brotherhood. All within this area. Like I said, pretty cool.
Fantastic. Yeah.
Yep. 106. This is 106. Yep.
Yep.
So and that's an Overseer, I believe. So we do have some pictures with it too. Yep. And thank you, Paul and Stuart. Yeah, my guess is Stuart had to go. I mean, it's super late. And we had multiple critical threats in the last couple of ventures. Last couple that were Greyhawk. So, all right, we got through 106.
Yep.
We got through 106 tonight. So there you go. I always do that because pretentious. Oh, he's talking. All right. So cool. If he's in Discord, just let him know that we. Oh, that's cool, Anna. Thank you for sending that over.
Yep.
All right. So, what do you think, everyone? Pretty good one tonight.
Oh,
100, 102 sucked. But I wanted to show that 103 to 106 are gold. Yep. Absolute gold for Greyhawk in this era. Oh, absolutely. Good. Fantastic. And just note that, we got more to go. We're not even nowhere near toward Age of Worms yet. We got all the Age of Worms ones coming up. Yep. So I don't know. Well, we hit up Anna. We'll do some shout outs as we finish this week, 5 straight nights. I'll say next week's going to be light. It's Thanksgiving on Thursday, and I got a lot of honeydew and family stuff. I know we're going to be on Wednesday night and Sunday night, but I don't know about anything else. So committed himself to packing in the home. Cool.
Next week we'll see.
Yep. So Anna, what's up? What's going on?
Well, you can tell first. Yeah, people who came in late. My computer is still waiting to be assembled because the CPU wasn't working. So they wait for another part to get, because that one was dead on arrival, so it didn't work. So its Micro Center still has the part sitting there waiting for a new CPU. So hopefully that can be. I can get it in a few days. Hopefully before Thanksgiving. We'll see. Yeah, it's the Intel's coolest ever CPU. So we'll see. It's not something they have every day. So hopefully they can get one real quick again. But in the meantime, I'm doing my Atlas. So if you've seen the videos the last 2 weeks, I've had the same reference image at the same spot for almost 2 weeks. I'm done over 60 out of the 98 maps, so I'm getting there. So I'm just going through it. So that's why there's not that much else. And I just want to slug through this and get the damn thing done, and so I can put out the 598 map Atlas, because there is a lot of people who asked for it. So that's why I would it. And it's hopefully the last major thing I will do with the current Illustrator version of the map, so to speak. And then from then on, I'll start converting it over to GIS. That's the one of the reasons I want to have a beefier computer. And I would like to have had it for this too, but this can actually, my current computer can handle it. So I'm just going over there, so going through it all, so to speak. So hopefully I will definitely have all the map bits done by the end of November, and then I can do the other main job is to get the index, and thanks to Dwayne Costa for done the previous index, I have a lot of, I can stand on his shoulders and get the index done. So it will, so it's making good progress. So I'm basically just sticking my head down and just, it's greedy. So it's 10 hours a day just doing the same work over and over and over again just to make it done. But it's, cartography sometimes is very tedious, meticulous, and just, but you just have to do it, so to speak. So it's good. So that is the it's coming. So, and I've also had an idea. We'll see how easy it is to do, but that might be a last hurrah of the when it comes to the Illustrator version, but it will not be a huge project. To simply, because I was going to overhaul Jay's map, and I was thinking, what if we can have a Greyhawk community version of my map? So I'm thinking, simply put all J's, all mine, all Blue Box, and all the other versions, and just put them all on a map, and then have it the Greyhawk community version of the map.
That's a great idea, but the only problem is our Shieldlands conflict.
Exactly, that's the thing. That's what I'm going to say. We have conflicts with it, so that
but
might
not too much. We could have a version. We could have a version J and a version Anna.
Well, but then we're down to, I was just thinking, just putting all, even if they're on top of each other, we can just put them on top. Well, we'll see. It was just an idea.
It is a good idea.
Yeah, so we can just have a Greyhawk community version of the maps or something. We'll see. Yeah.
It's a really good idea. Definitely.
Yeah, I'm a mad scientist quite often. Yes. Very. So basically it's getting the damn atlas done. That is the big stuff now, and I'm just slogging through it. And then when I get my new computer, I will do some wonderful deep dives into World Machine and terrain building and stuff like that I haven't done in like 2 months, because I'm waiting to have some more horsepower to do it. And I haven't forgotten the heraldry, so the heraldry compendium will come too. But I want to do this heavy lifting of getting all these map pieces in place, so to speak. So it's coming. Yeah.
And a lot of things for me, with me being I only work one day tomorrow, and then I'm off. But I do have a lot of family stuff. But the Altimeter stuff's starting to get really cranking. It's gonna really, and then my last day works December 14th, and I'm off till January 4th. So I got a lot of time and a lot of cranking out, and we're gonna get a lot of Altimeter stuff done, which is good. So
that's my idea too. As soon as I have the new computer, I can put it in and render all the textures and all that stuff. So
All right, so here's some other quickie things. Anna, thank you. If I hit the wrong button, that's the wrong button. Oh, maybe not. That's right. All right, please note this is still going on. If you have a 3D printer, it's $8 for this Kickstarter. You saw it on my table, how awesome this piece is. And go there and take a look at all the Kickstarter boost ups beside this you're going to get for $8. So please, if you have a 3D printer, get it. If you're even considering getting a 3D printer, get this from Gamescape 3D. It's awesome. All right. Next adventure we're going to play, plus the December 10th one is going to have, we're going to use this. So just note, that's going to be, it is, Curtis. It's really cool. So, hey, it's an $8 investment. If you're going to get a 3D printer, you have the STLs then, and you can hold on to them. If you're planning on getting a 3D printer, get in this Kickstarter. All right, so that's Gamescape, and and they're such a great sponsor. This is set.
Yep.
Greyhawk Mike's idea. We're going to go over Greyhawk encounter tables.
Yep.
All over the place. Find all the crazy stuff on there.
Yeah.
What do you think about that?
We have I think it's a great topic. So when Mike suggested it, I think it's awesome. So we have encounter tables in the 83 box set, and we have it in from the Ashes, and then there's probably a couple other products with encounter tables. Yeah.
It is missing the Greyhawk. It's missing the H. Yes, it is. Rich, thanks for pointing that out.
Oh,
once again,
I
was rushing.
Yeah.
I will fix it.
I'm so wonderful to see someone else misspelling things. That's great. Yep.
That's awesome. Yes, we will. Yep. Yes, we'll take care of that. So that is going to be on Wednesday. Nothing on Thursday, obviously, and then we will more than likely have a Gabbin Sunday. Okay.
Yeah.
Right now, the answer is yes.
I might do a mapping live stream on Friday. It depends a little bit. If I have to go and get my new computer Friday, then I might be so busy and encouraging doing that. But if I got the computer early, then we would definitely do one. And if I got it late after that, haven't got it by Friday, then I'll definitely do something on Friday too. So it depends a little bit.
This is a one-day quick con. Winter Nights Game Fest, December 10th. It's, Jimmy Duffy and Matt Everhart doing it together. They asked me. I'm sponsoring it. I'm one of the 10 sponsors. I got the main event 6 to 10 that Saturday night. The Mike Disney group is playing. I'm using that lighthouse in this adventure, and I'm doing it out of Canadian Gamer Patrick's Blue Bay.
Oh,
right? That's what it's going to be. So it's a new recruit's reoccupation at Blue Bay Point. So if you don't have a lighthouse there, Patrick, you will now on that map. I have looked at it. That's why I wanted to do it. But that was my point of asking you. So and there you go. There's the cast for this. It'll be a fun time. It'll definitely be a real good time at Saturday, December 10th. So that's set up. We're working on the next fantasy mapping show. We're looking at December 16th.
Yeah,
16th.
the sponsor edition.
Sponsor edition
that we do
where they give away a ton of stuff. Last year we did 32 giveaways. I don't know if we'll have that many this year. There are 2. Good. All right, Patrick. Well, I'm going to do the most remote one probably and make that the biggest one, just so you're aware. That's cool, man. Awesome. So I just want to make sure that there was one there because I'm going to work it into that. Do I have anything else after that? No, that's it. All right. So that is all for now. I'm probably forgetting stuff, but GaryCon. Got approval from Luke Gygax. We're going to do this. I'm just putting it out there. It's going to happen. We got to figure out how it's going to happen, but 2-drink minimum. I'm going to DM a game.
Oh, yes.
DMing there at GaryCon. Probably 10 to 2 on Saturday, an hour before the big auction for whatever charity they do. It'll be Anna, Ed Greenwood, I can't say that. Valuskis, right? From
Andrew Valuskis. Yeah.
Yes. He'll be a special guest. It'll be Tony Winslow Brill and Eric Mengi. So we'll be there. That's 5.
Oh,
we will auction off the 6th seat. And that money will go to the charity on the auction. That's the plan. So anyone, I don't care, your money's green. I don't care who, whoever, once we start that auction, whoever wins that, we'll get to play with Ed Greenwood in a 2-drink minimum game at GaryCon. All right. And with me DMing. So I don't know. It's probably, you'd rather play, Ed, to play with Ed's a big thing. So yes, but I don't know how much the bid's going to go up to, but it's 1 seat and that money will all go to charity. So that was, the idea I had. So we got that. We got that as a. Are you gonna be there? You gotta be in person. You have to be at GaryCon to play. This is an in-person game. Everyone will be there.
Send
in-person GaryCon event game. So yes, down the road it'll be a blast. So just note that was last big. Yes. Gotta figure out how you want to do that because I know it'll be. You'll donate the first round of bevs to the player's choice for the game. Hey, cool, Curtis.
Yep.
It's going to be a fun time, and we wanted to, get some money for the charity. And we're not sure. I don't think 100% sure which charity they're doing yet. They did Wounded Warrior Project last year.
Yeah, exactly. I think that did last year.
But so that was Luke gave approval for it. He said, is that okay with this? I'm like, yeah, Ed's fine with it. Ed was excited about it. So
cool.
And so he says, well, as long as Ed's okay with this, sure. And I was like, good. So we'll work that out. Plus, Tim and everyone else. Remember, I had my interview shows. I had my Gabbins. We're going to do them in the same place. I'm going to be a man about. I'm going to be doing some interviews, one-on-ones and stuff. They're going to have me doing more this year. There's not a lot of details yet, but I'll be doing a lot more streaming at GaryCon this year.
Yeah, and GaryCon is in Lake Geneva, Wisconsin, the home place for where the Gygax family, Gary, grew up and.
That will be broadcast.
D&D was invented. So, yep.
At GaryCon, that will be broadcast. Yep. March 2023. But before that, and we haven't even talked about it yet, we have the Legends fundraiser. I'm going to start talking about that in about 2 weeks. We're going to start prepping up for that, and that's going to be 3rd weekend in February 2023. We raised $20,000 last year. Our goal is to surpass that for St. Jude, but that's coming. We'll talk about that soon. Okay. I just was trying to get through the holiday, get through the Thanksgiving and all, and we'll get to that. So, all right, let's do the 2 giveaways. Last call, sign up. If you are new to Greyhawk, damn spanking new, you want this.
Yes,
you want this.
It's
good.
a great one.
You want this, okay? You're brand new.
It's one of the best Greyhawk source books, I think.
Orchid, if you're going to be there at GaryCon, that's great. Remember, for that seat, you have to be in person.
Yeah.
There's no, it could be real long, and you have to be at GaryCon physically, Lake Geneva, Wisconsin. Just note that. Everyone who's playing, it's an in-person game. Because that's a great thing. It's like we haven't played in person. We've all played with remote logins. So,
Yep.
All right. Here we go. And then the second one will be Treasures of Greyhawk. Plus an adventure, which we can talk about. So, that's awesome. All right, let me close this out. We're going to raid into Darling, of course, tonight. Treasures of Greyhawk's the second one. That's just great. It's got a ton of great adventures in it. Plus, then you get your choice of an adventure too. All right. The first book is Greyhawk: The Adventure Begins. It's Greyhawk 2.5.
Yep.
It's between that second and third edition era by Roger Moore, who we had on the show and who was at GaryCon last year.
Yeah, it sums up the earlier history and overview and what happened during the war, and it's great. Yep. Living Greyhawk Gazetteer and Adventure
Justinius
Begins
won. Are you on? Justinius won to claim.
Oh, awesome. Congratulations. Yep.
I see him on. All right, Justinius, you good? Do you have this? Do you have this? If you have this, then I can give you treasures. Your call. You tell me, please. Second winner. And then please sit tight for a rating. You have this, yes? Do you have this too?
Hello.
Do you have this?
We'll see.
Do you have Treasures of Greyhawk? I love Treasures of Greyhawk.
Yeah.
Second winner.
Yes, that too.
Oh.
Just go down the piles and
How about
Yes,
some expert ones? How about X5 and X12? How about X5 and X12 by Zeb Cook?
Oh.
Yeah, Temple of Death and Scarred as Mirror. How about those? You tell me about those.
He doesn't have those.
There you go. Just nice. I think I have your address, but second winner. Began.
And he doesn't have Treasure of Greyhawk either.
Oh, you don't have treasures. Okay. Well, I'm going to give you that, and I'll give you Temple of Death. There you go. All right. There you go. Gotcha. I gotcha. Began is Began on. Began tends to be come on and then disappear. He says he's on.
Yep, he's on.
All right, Began. You good with this?
Yep.
You good with Greyhawk: The Adventure Begins? To me, no. My pleasure. Okay, good. Gotchas. All right,
Perfect.
so
A good choice.
I may throw something else in there too, Began. I'll surprise you. All right, I may do that just to give you something here. All right, so guys, I probably have them. But just put the name. Just do me a favor, because I got 1,000 things going on. Both just things to be. Put your name and address in Whisper. Again, it's probably in my USPS listing, but just to play it safe. All right. So, okay. I thought I did. We'll see you all. See you all Wednesday night. Enjoy. I'll see you Wednesday for a great discussion. Anna, thank you so very much for tonight.
Oh, thank you.
And
you did the heavy lifting on this.
I loved it. I knew when I saw these, I was like, "Oh, this is gonna be great."
Oh yeah, this is great.
Gary even forgot about the article, which was even cool. You know, it was so cool. So we're gonna raid into Darling tonight. Say hello to her. And I hope thank you, Tara. I hope everyone has a great time, has a great holiday. But I'll see you the night before Thanksgiving, and we'll talk. We got a lot of wonderful content. Is LGG? I think you can.
You can definitely order the PDF. Drive-through RPG.
You can't order it yourself as a drive-through, as a reprint there. Whoops,
but drive-through RPG, you can get the PDF.
I made Anna disappear for a sec.
Oh yeah.
And have a good night, everyone, and stay safe. Talk to you soon. Bum, 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 bum. Yeah, Greg. Okay, Greg. I'm sorry. Yeah, I got you. I definitely have you. You're 100% right. Duh. Yeah, I got you in there. But thank you for doing that. All right, let me set the rate up. We get like 90 to 100. That'd be awesome.
Yep. Thank you, George. Yep.
Nice.
Oh,
All
wow.
right, 80 some. That's great. 5,
82,
4,
that's-
3, 1. See you soon. All right, that's awesome.
Yeah, 82. That's good numbers. Yeah. But the edge stream, that was definitely by far the biggest fantasy
Oh my God,
show
yeah.
we've ever had. That was awesome. Yeah.